Hey. It's Nathan, not anybody else. Because why would that be the case? That really wouldn't make any sense. Right. I'm looking for a button. My Stream Deck buttons aren't working. Do I need to restart the app like for the 700th time? Let's try that. It's important to have my Stream Deck buttons so that I can hide the camera, you know. Hey. So yeah. Okay, everything looks like it's working. Feeling pretty good. Feeling fantastic. So, yeah. Oh, I should probably turn on my lights. There we go. Ooh, look at that magic. Now you see me. Minecraft Tryhard says I have returned. Yo, what is up, my dude? Look at that. That's a real one right there. Not like in the sense of being a bot, but in the sense of being like a cool guy, you know? I don't think you're AI generated, but if you were, you'd tell me, right? You wouldn't like become my best friend forever, and then when I invite you to my daughter's wedding, you're like, I gotta break some news to you. You wouldn't do that to me after we're like best friends for 15 years, right? I assume not. I think you're nicer than that. Sorry, I got all excited today. Just been feeling really good. Had a really nice morning. I'm excited. There were some new announcements about Stormgate that I actually didn't know. I just found out yesterday and / this morning. They did like an announcement yesterday, so that was kind of dope. Katie had some good news. She's, her work stuff's been, anyway, Katie's just, she's happy, and that always makes me happy. It makes it a lot easier for me to work on my stuff, I guess, when I'm not worrying about her. But yeah, so it's just been good. It's just been good times. I bet when. Yeah, exactly. I'll let you know. We haven't had a kid yet, so I guess I'll have to find. We'll see. Okay, I'll give you an update on that in a year, maybe. We'll see where things are. Which one is this one? Bane Burrito. Oh, I like Bane Burrito. That's nice. It's a great account name. But no, we're just gonna play StarCraft today. Oh, I actually gotta update I didn't update my Days Till Stormgate image. Look at me. I'm an absolute novice here. I'm a novice. I ruined it. Okay, it's okay. I got this. I can fix this. Pictures, countdown.jpg, save, overwrite. Start depot, boom, SCV. Okay, we haven't missed too much. All right, close that. Back to the other chat. Fantastic, we're there. Do you have a drink with you? I'm gonna go get one. Maybe in a little bit. It's still a little early over here. It's weird. It's something that I'm adjusting to because we get up so much earlier and we go to bed so much earlier that it's like, I think my 2 o'clock, we're kind of living on East Coast time, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So it feels a little closer to 3 o'clock right now than it does to noon, if that makes sense. So maybe in like an hour, maybe an hour or two. Wouldn't mind having a White Claw. Happy Katie, we let you steal Doritos from her. Well, no, we get the mixed bag, and I let her have the Doritos. I take the, because the thing is, the only Doritos I like are the only Doritos I really go after are the Cool Ranch. I love Cool Ranch Doritos. That's like my whole thing, right? Love Cool Ranch Doritos. But if it's not Cool Ranch, then I'm probably not really, you know. No, we got this variety bag. It only has the nacho ones, which I'm not that crazy about. So I've been letting her have all those. There's like the Fritos. There's like the chili Fritos. They're okay. And she doesn't like those, so I eat all the chili Fritos. So that's kind of how we balance it out. We only fight over the Cool Ranch Doritos. I just want to make it really clear.
Command center upgrade complete.
The only Doritos I'd steal from my wife are Cool Ranch, okay? I'm not a monster.
Big job.
Alright, that sounds good. I'll let you know,
SCV ready.
But no, it's been a pretty chill day. It's raining. It's raining outside. So that was kind of nice. I took Lewis for a walk in the rain this morning. And Lewis is he's my golden retriever. He's my 75 pounds of solid gold. He's a great little pooch.
Death from Fear the Reaper, man. SCV ready. Ah! You scared me. Systems go. SCV ready. I'm going.
Add-on is complete.
What's it? SCV ready. I'm listening. Channel's clear, boss. Certainly.
Just gotta expand. And we're gonna do a little bit of harass with the drop. We'll try to do a little bit of drop harass. And then get out onto the field.
Ready for dust off. Talk to me.
SCV ready. Fear the been waiting on you. What? Fear the I'm listening. What's it worth? I'm going. SCV ready. What's going on?
Where's the
Let's go. Yo, Real Hustle. Sups up. Twitch OG ambassador to esports, yeah.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Well, perhaps one day, if I'm lucky, I'll get inducted into some Hall of Fame that doesn't require you to have to pay to get nominated. You know, maybe when I'm gone, right? Maybe in 100 years they'll look back on the OG of the OGs. They'll retroactively be like, anybody who committed their lives to this garbage, you know. Back then the fans didn't realize it. They thought everybody had cushy corporate jobs. But nobody knew everybody was just eating shit the whole entire time. And just putting a big smile on their faces so nobody hated being a part of it, you know. When they go update the history books to include the proper history of the industry, I think they'll put us all in there.
Fueled up, ready to go.
Engineering at
What's our target?
SCV ready. What's going? In the rear with the gear.
I do believe, I mean, whether it happens in my lifetime or not, it's mostly I would base it on the companies and people that are taking actions. But I personally, my vision in esports comes as somebody who really loved everything about the whole experience from the top down. As a fan, as a spectator, as a viewer, as a commentator, as a player, you know. There's so many amazing feelings and experiences that I think, you know, it's unfortunate that all these companies are so bad at putting together something that can really last. But there's a future where competitive gaming and all of that stuff is a huge thing. It'd be a huge thing. What, like, you know, think about it this way, right? All the things people say, like all the boomers, like actual boomers, like people that are literally 70 plus. You know, the cross section of that age group and people who are into like modern gaming on any level. You know, you have to imagine that's a pretty small slice. But like, what happens when I'm an actual boomer? You know, like what happens when my generation of people that grew up on the internet are super old? We're not gonna want to watch shitty Hallmark movies. I'm gonna want to watch some guy that I can be like, yo man, I'm just gonna vicariously relive my glory days by watching this guy. Probably, it's probably what I would do. Hopefully, I'm watching StarCraft 4 or Stormgate 3. Who knows, right? Yeah, but the thing is, SW Pro, is that makes you an exception, though. I'm sure there are actual boomers that watch and play StarCraft, but my point is not that. My point is that the average boomer definitely doesn't watch esports in general. And if you don't watch esports in general, like if you would only watch StarCraft because you don't play any other games, then you're not really a general audience gamer either. So I wouldn't be talking about you. I'm talking about when I'm in the nursing home with a bunch of other people who grew up talking shit on Xbox Live, and then hoping that, you know, you're like, man, that stuff, let's all move past everything that ever happened there, you know? And people that are just like, I'm just saying, when they come out with some muscular augments or some shit, I'm going to be in the old folks home. I'm going to be in the old folks home 2v2ing people with Katie and Smash Bros. That's what I want. All right. Get some illegal under-the-counter drugs so that my wrists work, because my wrists will have just completely calcified from playing Terran for 70 years. I won't have wrists. I'll have to get cybernetically enhanced, augmented, replaced wrists at that point, most likely. They'll say, oh, Nathan, what happened to your wrists? I'll say, well, I played StarCraft for 70 years. I'm actually like a protected class now just because of that. The company that ends up eventually owning the IP for the games in like 45 years will all end up like just retroactively sponsoring everybody's wrist ligament surgery just to avoid all the articles everywhere about it.
Waiting on you.
You know, it's like they have those things where they're like, oh yeah, if there was asbestos or whatever, call JG Wentworth and get a settlement. And I'm like, one day that's what it's going to be like for gamers. Be like, were you forced to download Riot Vanguard? After the great data leaks of 2035 and 2088, Riot has been sued so hard into oblivion that anybody who's ever been forced to download it gets a payout now. And that'll just be on the TV. Do you or anyone you know, were you ever forced to install Riot Vanguard to play a video game? You may be entitled to compensation. Did you ever watch a Twitch stream of somebody who never disclosed that they were an absolute horrible fucking monster the entire time? You may be entitled to get your subscription back. You get sub money back from 80 years ago. I mean, he did all that for a planetary that wasn't the base. So I actually think that probably turned out pretty well for us. I just forgot to get my fusion core, so I can't actually start battlecruisers. That's the only thing that's really going on in this game. Yeah, nursing homes are going to be lit. That's what I was saying. Imagine if we get like an actual, like, you know, not the Elon let's cut all the corners, but like when some company makes actual working like neural interfaces, and in 70 years from now I can just play I won't even need a physical form anymore, you know? I'll just be able to sit there in my chair and just stare at the screen and play StarCraft. Me and Roddy will be casting the geriatric SC2 Olympics. Be incredible. And we don't, you know, our vocal cords will probably have calcified by then as well, but we'll be able to neurologically just commentate. It'll just know what we want to say. Not AI generated commentary, AI assisted by ourselves. Whoa! You haven't even gotten to the point where people are trying to profile themselves to save it for the future so they can ask themselves what they were thinking back then. We haven't even gotten to that deep into the dystopia. We got a lot of ground to cover, guys. People haven't made copies of themselves so that they can just, you know, be even more egotistical than ever. We haven't gotten that far yet. Really? That's kind of impressive. That's impressive. It's definitely on the AI denigration. It's on the timeline. It's got to happen eventually. We'll use it. We'll use it in our old folks' home video game facilities. I'm gonna tell my kids. I'm gonna be like, if you want to put me in a home, that's fine. I get it. Life's expensive, but all I ask is that they have video games there. You know. If you can make that happen for me, if you can make that happen for me, you can have everything.
Research is ready.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Yeah, we don't want him to get this back up, right? Gotta take out the cyber core. This should be his last wave of stalkers, though. I got the cybernetics core, so he just shouldn't be able to make more. Yeah. He's cooked. While he builds the cyber core, we kill the pylons so that he can't actually warp anything in. It's like a multi-step plan, you know? You guys heard of a 5-year plan, right? Everybody has a 5-year plan, right? It doesn't have to be set in stone. Being fluid is the whole point of it. But you got one, right?
You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
Yes.
Well, I don't want him to rebuild any of the stuff in his main.
What is it?
Yeah. YOLO. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yes, Commander. Patching you through. Ordering on. Yes, Commander. Who called in the fleet?
You've mined out some of your minerals.
Patching.
Upgrade complete.
He had a pretty good recovery, huh?
Good thing you've got more of those, right?
Squadron. Big job, huh? Yep, that. You did? It's a trap. Oh, really?
He's held up very well. I was super aggro. I'm just about throwing this away, actually. He's done a great job. Yeah, he's got so many bases. Yeah. He took this one personally. He took this one personally, boys.
TV ready.
Your command center's got some new toys.
Yes.
Command center upgrade complete.
Yes. Ben, go ahead. SCV ready. Who called? SCV ready. SCV ready. Yes, Commander. Patching you. Oh, really? SCV ready. SCV ready.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess he just has all those corner bases, right? That's about the only takeaway I think we can glean. Yeah, he's got that hole. He's completely eaten the bottom left of the map.
Oh, really?
He's crazy.
Upgrade complete. Command Center 2.0. The enemy's taking fire at your forces. You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
Yes. Who called in the fleet? Well, oh, really? Huh?
Your base is getting out of mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those.
It's a trap.
Your base is under siege.
Who called in the fleet? Oh, really? Yes. Ah! You scared? Yes.
Your base is under siege. Your base is getting blasted.
It's a trap.
SCVs didn't sign up to fight.
Yes. It's a trap.
Your SCVs are under attack. Add-on done. Swap away.
I think we lost. I think we're cooked.
You didn't build your base just add-on done up, did you? Swap away.
It's a trap.
Your base is under
He just
siege.
took like every single base, I guess, right at the start of this game.
Your base is getting blasted.
Yes.
You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you? Your base is getting blasted.
Damn.
Your
GG.
SCVs are under attack.
Yeah, there was nothing we could have done there. That guy was way better than me. Yeah. Oh, it seemed like he was toying with me after that. That was brutal. Absolutely brutal. I don't want to rematch him because obviously he's way too good. There's no way I could beat him if we played again. So I'm just going to wait. That was nuts though. Yeah, exactly. Nursing home streams. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what they'll be. They'll be like for your neurodegenerative brain rot grandfather who spent too much time on TikTok. You just put him in a cubicle with a fake camera and he can pretend that he's live streaming. And we have an AI generated chat so that he doesn't feel like no one's watching. Just put them all in little boxes. It's my favorite character from The Sopranos. I've never watched it. I've never watched it. Yeah, gutting his main unleashes final form. Well, he did the right thing, right? He built like 50 gateways everywhere. I just underestimated how many bases he would take all over the corners of the map.
In the rear with the gear.
Yeah, we got another Protoss player.
What's going?
Nice, nice Kappa, Aiden.
Bad news? Well, butter my biscuit. What's... Huh? SCV ready. Ah. What's...
Now, the first time, or the second time I teleported, when I moved all the red health BCs onto the bottom left corner, I was trying to end the game. That was where I threw it. If I went home at that point, then I think I could push him again with like 15 or 16 BCs, but he killed most of them during that fight.
What's
I did what's called an all-in. I just put all of my chips. I just put all of my chips right in on that play. And then the dealer got blackjack, you know? That's rough. That's rough. Here, I'm gonna dodge that guy. If he cannon rush, yeah, he was gonna cannon rush. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for him to queue up. I don't want to play against him. Yeah, he's played a lot of games today, so we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for him to queue into a game before we search. I can't battlecruiser rush somebody who cannon rushes me, you know? It's not possible, so. They betting everything on black? Exactly, exactly. Imagine your dad playing video games with you. My dad used to. My dad did. My dad got me. My mom and dad got us into games. They were playing games before we were born. They've been gaming since before they had us. What's my favorite RPG of all time? I think I played a lot of really good RPGs. Trying to put them versus each other is really tough. If we assume that there's like by RPG, we're gonna stick to like leveling system, right? It's a story based game with a progressive leveling system. That kind of keeps things pretty open. In that case, the game that I've played the most, RPG I've played the most, that's probably my highest rated game, would be Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Castlevania Symphony of the Night is it's a 2D side scroller Metroidvania. It is the original Metroidvania, but it was one of the first games of its kind to employ a level up system like an RPG. So, and you could actually kind of change your character's build with some of their stats depending on the name and the way that the first fight in the game goes before it actually starts. There's a whole prologue where you play through the ending of Rondo of Blood and like a remake kind of boss fight against Dracula. And depending on whether he hits you, depending on whether you use items to attack him, and depending on whether you pick up any items before you go to fight him, all decide what Alucard's base stats throughout the entire game are. It's really fascinating. And he also gets the lowest base stats if you use the Lapis Lazuli trick, but you get maximum luck, which obviously kind of breaks the game, so trivializes a lot of things. But for the very first part, until you at least get some level of armor, when you do the Lapis Lazuli build, you basically get one shot by any enemy in the start of the game. So that's the catch. That's the catch. So if that game qualifies for your definition of RPG, that's probably where I'd go. If you're thinking of more like a traditional RPG, like turn-based, I really like turn-based RPGs. I really like Persona. Persona was great. I don't know if I have a favorite. Final Fantasy VII is obviously an incredible game. I really liked Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or whatever, the first one. I haven't played the part 2 of the remake because it's not on PC. And I'm not buying a PS5. So you've consulted with the judges? Okay. Yeah. And because the thing is, there are some games that are kind of like RPGs, but they don't really have a traditional leveling system. And then you're getting into like, I don't know if that counts, right? Like Metroid Prime. Like Metroid Prime is definitely a story-based game where you progress through areas, but there's a reasonable bit of backtracking and you power up over the course of the game. But like, is it an RPG? No, I don't really know. It's a kind of like action adventure, right? More so. So I was trying to be reasonable and at least include a requirement that some sort of level up mechanism has to exist. It has to be a game where you can farm XP somewhere if that's what you want to choose to do. That's a unique thing that you can really only do in RPGs. there's very little benefit to farming enemies in games that don't have any kind of level up or EXP or skill system, right? So is this guy just waiting for me to queue now? Harmony of Despair? Let me check. Which one is that one? I have not played any 3D Castlevanias. Oh, he logged off. He logged off. Okay. If he logs back on right as I queue here, you guys are going to know he's a bad person, okay? So just judge him harshly. Thank you. Multiplayer focused platform adventure game. It was on the Xbox 360. They made a multiplayer game. You know, I don't think I've ever played this one. It's a bunch of characters from all of the different games and has a boss rush mode. Co-op online. I mean, co-op boss rush Castlevania sounds awesome. I think I missed my chance to play this with anybody, but I also don't have an Xbox 360, so that looks cool though. Alucard is my favorite. He's got to be up there. Alucard and Richter, obviously the two coolest characters in the entire franchise, and that's not just because that's my favorite game. I have played all of the... I've played a lot of Game Boy and portable games too. I've played Rondo of Blood. Rondo of Blood is an unbelievably difficult game, by the way. I don't know if you guys have ever played an old Castlevania game. It is unreal. It is unreal how hard those games are. Seriously. The animated series? I did. I liked it. I think if you don't know anything about Castlevania, it's very hard to understand why you would want to watch it. But I thought the Castlevania animated series was great. It was like 4 episodes though, so I didn't watch season 2 yet. I heard it was great as well, but I don't know if I feel particularly compelled to get to the next part anytime soon, but at some point I probably will. Eventually. But I'm like, you know, I'm one of those weirdos when it comes to some games, because again, we couldn't really afford a lot of console games, and I got to we borrowed and rented stuff, and portable, you know, Game Boy games and stuff were all cheaper to rent or get used at GameStop or whatever we did. And then eventually, like, emulation made it a lot easier for me to play a lot of Game Boy games and stuff, even though we, you know, couldn't really afford to buy anything. So that was just what I did to get by when I was a little kid, you know. But that being said, I've played like all the Game Boy Zelda games and the and all the portable Castlevania games, including the one with the cards where the main character's name is Nathan. So, you know, if that doesn't tell you that I obviously know. I can't name them though, because they all have some sort of name that's like, what, Circle of the Moon, I think, that one might be Circle of the Moon. The one where you start at the end, you start at the final fight with like the last guy, and you get pushed out the door behind him, and literally the whole entire game is just you getting back to that room. And that guy is just there, by the way, the whole game, just stuck there. Your buddy's just waiting. I won't spoil anything beyond that. Pretty good game though. Castlevania Circle of the Moon kind of employed a really interesting concept for its gameplay, because it had the traditional mechanic that a lot of the games have now, where you could kind of siphon the soul of the enemy and get abilities based off of it. But it went with like cards, so you could get different types of cards from different types of enemies, and you could just basically combine them, so you could mix the abilities of different enemies that you like consumed throughout the game together. So that was supposed to kind of add a little bit of depth to it and make it feel, I don't know, more interesting or whatever. It was confusing. Really wasn't my favorite part of the game. I guess it was memorable, but they could have just had more enemies with different abilities that you could get too. So it's like, you know, a design choice that they just kind of needlessly complicated it to make it feel like it was more interesting. That's not the most uncommon thing for them for like Castlevania though. I've probably played through Symphony of the Night over 100 times. Not exaggerating. I beat that game like 2 or 3 times a year. That's what my wife has to deal with when we're getting ready for bed and going to lie down. Is she just sees Nathan just playing some emulated game on his phone and the TV or my Steam Deck.
SCV ready.
Acknowledged.
That's what it's all for, man.
Dropping off. Loud and clear.
I'm waiting for this deconstruction of Banjo-Kazooie. That's at 98% on the GitHub page for it. I'm waiting for it to finish so they can put ray tracing in Banjo.
Where's the emergency? ETA, 1 minute.
You know, that's what I'm up to. That's what I'm getting up to.
Big job.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
SCV ready. Huh? Fear the Reaper, man.
Waiting on you.
What's it? Go ahead. What's going on? SCV ready. What? You want something? Ah! You scared me! What's it?
Ready for pickup?
In the rear.
I mean, the Cyclone Drop did a little bit of damage, so maybe that buys me like some very small, insignificant, relatively speaking, amount of time. But I think we'll just have to do that thing we always, you know, dread. Just have to play really, really defensively and just crawl out to our bases because we just didn't get enough damage done to be able to accrue any kind of map control or whatever.
Initiating. Attention.
Show me who you want to die.
Nice. That was nice.
Big job. In the rear.
Oh, they pushing the chair. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Is chat having fun right now? Who gave you guys permission to have fun? Who did it? Who done it?
Show me who you want to die. SCV ready. Fueled up, ready to go. Who wants some?
Who's got the teriyaki?
Ready. Go ahead. SCV ready.
Upgrade ready. Noise.
SCV ready.
Incoming orders.
Waiting on you.
SCV ready. Armed and ready.
He's got his battery in here with the freaking immortal bodyguarding. No, he's crazy.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
He's absolutely not interested, man. This guy, he's not interested in your MLM.
Now what? Heading out.
You've depleted that mineral field.
You've seen the series, though. I'm glad you liked it.
What's going on? SCV ready.
I mean, I didn't work on it or anything, so I'm kind of just glad in the sense that I'm happy you shared something that made you happy. But you don't have to. You don't have to thank me.
SCV ready.
Somebody, get me out of this mess. Acknowledged.
Yeah, he's got nothing but stalkers. Yeah, it was sad. It was sad.
In the rear with the
Well, they handled Dracula as a character better than basically any other vampire adjacent media, which is another reason why I've always liked Castlevania, because I just think that they handle that well. I think Dracula is typically not a very interesting or compelling character in any media that he's portrayed in. You know, they don't really do it. They don't typically do a very interesting job with it. They just kind of play on some like Romanian stereotype or something, I guess. I don't know.
Upgrade complete. Command center upgrade.
SCV ready. Bad news.
Add-ons finished.
SCV ready. Optics online. Let's go kill something. Who won?
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
What's going on? We could use some help here.
Oh, shit.
Ready to roll out.
Cyclone en route. Is got a target in mind.
Up, ready to go.
Huh? This ought to be good.
Add-on done. Swap away.
Go ahead.
Upgrade ready. North.
Systems go. Cyclone ready for action.
Oh no, maybe I don't get the extra upgrades for the tanks. Maybe it's not worth it.
Optics on
Maybe if I always really kind of want to go into battlecruisers no matter what, it's fine to just get the air upgrades and keep it on the table.
We read
Because
you.
it's just so hard to do if I don't, you know?
Initiating.
SCV ready.
Of course. Perfect.
Command Center 2.0 ready to go.
Like just trying to crank out unholy numbers of tanks and cyclones, basically, instead of going for big air. It's a lot to try and execute, I think.
Attention. Full
SCV
liberation is at hand. Course set.
Yeah, he's not doing anything though, so that's nice. That usually means that they're already going into air and they just feel comfortable because they know that I'm not going into air, so.
Easy. We have you on screen.
Yeah. Mothership is already out. That's what I thought.
All hands to battle station.
Command Center upgrade complete.
See, that's pretty reasonable. That's pretty normal. Pretty standard tactics.
big job. What's going on?
Ah, come
You got
No, so we start Yamato. Get a big wave of cyclones out, I guess.
Research complete.
We're not really at the point where we can afford to go into these seas. Well, you know, Carl, everybody always comes here and they complain when I don't have battlecruisers. But then when I lose a game because I go battlecruisers too quickly, they complain too, and they're like, "Well, you shouldn't have died." You know, they're like, "Nate, you should just play better." And I'm like, "Well, guys, what's it gonna be? You know, do you guys want me to do the thing you want me to do, or do you want me to just make battlecruisers?" And different people always say different things. You know, some guy will come in and say, "Well, hey, Nate, I don't get to watch you build battlecruisers because you never survive long enough to get there anymore because you always try to rush them." Do you see? So you see, like, if I don't occasionally mix it up a little bit, you guys will actually get a net reduction. You'll actually lose out on how many battlecruisers you see. If I don't ever try to make my opponent think I'm not building battlecruisers, I'm gonna only be allowed to build battlecruisers when they're just completely oblivious, right? And that's not fun. We want battlecruisers to always be on the table because they're awesome. You know, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Yeah, look at that. He just traded like a quarter of his army for a planetary. That's it.
Mined out a mineral
He
field.
didn't get anything else. He didn't get nothing else.
Your research is ready. You've depleted that mineral field.
What I'm trying to say is you guys gotta let me cook, okay?
SCV ready.
Alright? That's what respect means. That's what respect means. You gotta trust me. You gotta let me do my thing, right?
What's going on? SCV ready.
You gotta trust that I'm doing my thing here.
SCV ready.
Your add-on is complete.
Or what? Show me who you want to die.
Yeah, but I don't know if you guys heard, but yeah, Simu Liu, the Avenger. They got an Avenger to be the first big co-op announcement they did for Stormgate, so that's kind of dope. I was pretty stoked about that. So I guess that's going to be our first main in Stormgate, our first co-op commander we're going to max out.
I get you.
You've mined out some of your minerals.
We hear you. Big job, huh?
Upgrade complete.
What's going on?
Who called in the fleet?
Go ahead. Huh?
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you got
Who called in the fleet?
Let me cook.
You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you? Command center upgrade complete.
It's a trap.
Command center workers win games. Protect
Who
them.
called in the fleet?
You've exhausted that Vespine geyser. Your base is under siege.
Who called in the fleet?
Go ahead. What's going on?
You've exhausted that Vespine geyser.
Oh, he's making more carriers? Yeah, he's cooked.
SCV ready.
We got this.
Research complete.
SCV ready.
Who called in the fleet?
Just want to stop him from making stalkers, really, if we can. That'll be the biggest thing.
What is it?
SCV ready. SCV ready.
That's what I thought. Why don't you go short GameStop, bro?
You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
Who called in the fleet?
Yeah.
Replay up on the wall.
Some people, man. I got you your battlecruisers, by the way. I got you your battlecruisers. That right there is somebody who has got a mental health issue. And it's not something to make fun of, you know? All I can do is pray that he finds the resources in his life to get better one day. God bless him. Hopefully I never have to speak to him again. In fact, I'm gonna block him. That's a good way to prevent that from happening again. It's a good way to prevent that from being an issue. Yikes, huh? Yeah, let me cook, man. That's what I'm saying. Let me cook. All these flavors, and he chooses to be salty. Here, let's report him. Yeah. Pretty hateful speech here. Just check the logs. Have a great weekend. I'm gonna assume they won't see this till tomorrow. And, you know, just for our own sake, okay, he did queue up for another game very quickly. Thank God. I'm like, I don't want to play him again. I ain't here to be anybody's therapist, you know what I'm saying, man? Let's see what we got. Okay, I got some emails today. Let's see. Okay, Casino wants me to vote for them for best in the Pacific Northwest. Let's see what else we got here. Pick up a masked outfit and oil generator in the... Oh, okay, it's just an ad for Fallout. It's just a Fallout 76 ad. If I get my next level on my season pass, I think I can buy the oil generator for free without having... You take it there with some flaming? Yeah, Jump Nerve, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you guys saw that. I don't know. It's people who take their problems out on everybody around them, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate when you have to run into those people. What more can I say? Let's see. Oh yes, the app that I'm forced to pay my rent through wanted to let me know that they've got deals on exclusive neighborhood dining. What else we got? And oh, I got a Spotify buy concert tickets. Oh yeah, I'm sure it's an exclusive thank you from the artist. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, that's why they sent me tickets, right? Not just told me I could buy them. Let Nate fabricate. Thank you. Thank you.
The quest for glory begins.
Oh, this is the guy we played the first game of the day. This is the guy I threw against, right? With the BCs. So all we know about this dude is he just plays crazy greedy, more or less. He's just gonna take every base. He's just gonna take every base he can and turtle the whole game and then base trade me. That's his plan. So we just have to make an unbreakable phalanx of like siege tanks and need to get a little bit of a crazy siege tank widow mine defensive setup. We'll just try and create a fulcrum we can put our 3 bases on and go into BCs from there. That way we can try and accelerate the pace that the base trade happens. We don't have to try and trade with him if he's gonna just try and play that style, you know? So anything we do to trade just helps him because he's just gonna be really greedy.
Your SCVs are being liberated in the worst way.
SCV ready. Go ahead. In the rear. What's going? SCV ready. Huh? Big job. Ah! You scared me. SCV ready. Huh? Go ahead. Huh? Go ahead. Big job. What's going
Workers
on?
win games. Protect them.
Well, butter my
Well, I'm retiring out of StarCraft as far as 1v1 goes, but historically I've been Grandmaster like 20 times, if you want to know how good I am.
in the rear with the gear.
I'm definitely the worst I've been in a long time because I'm at the point where I'm playing my last month of SC2 more or less here, but I've been a very high level player for a very long time.
You want a piece of me, boy? Sure thing.
Most of my strategies are just based around things that I've always wanted to do that have never really been that good, and I just do those because that's how I want to enjoy the game.
Big job, huh?
But I don't do like competitive try hard stuff or deep analytical replay analysis. I don't do any of that stuff. I used to, but there's no demand for that kind of content anymore. So I've been a little more chill, a little more casual. And I'm going to be doing that stuff in probably Stormgate when that comes out, since there'll be a lot of people that want to learn in that game, you know. There will be people that will actually watch a video if you make a guide. So that'll be nice. The problem with StarCraft is that while there is a decent audience left, it's all people that just watch and don't play. So you have to make everything has to just be entertaining, right? And if you're not loud in some way, it's hard to get seen just doing good work because most people are just looking for something to put on a side monitor. But most people aren't trying to learn or study or copy anymore. So I think that's why the focus on the next game is so important, because there will be a lot of people that actually will want to tune in and like really have takeaways from the games and stuff. And
SCV ready.
so I'll get back to doing that kind of stuff. But
In the rear. SCV ready.
I have a lot of really old guides on my YouTube, though, you can check out. I made a lot of stuff over the years, so there's plenty of pro games, build orders, cheese builds, macro builds. I got games of me beating GSL players on my YouTube.
SCV ready.
You ever wanted to see Nathanias beat a GSL Korean player while he was in GSL? I beat him like 2 days before he had to play his group stage. It was incredible. It's one of the highlights of my career.
SCV ready. Yep.
I also beat the WCS champion the year he won WCS like twice. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
SCV ready.
Your add-on is complete. Ready to roll out.
My rank now is like only in the top 2%, so it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still pretty decent.
SCV ready.
It's pretty decent.
SCV ready. Big job, huh? In the rear. What's going on?
Go ahead.
By the door. SCV ready.
Yeah, yeah. It's reasonably high level. It's reasonably high level.
This better be good.
The ladder used to be a lot more competitive. But I think a lot of people have been getting excited about these other games in the last year. But there's been a pretty big drop off in players.
SCV ready.
I think that was the thing that probably killed my passion for laddering more than anything, was when I realized that like almost all the guys I used to play against all the time had stopped, you know? And I was like, oh, I don't really see any of these names anymore, kind of a thing. I think that was what really did it for me. And I was just like, well, now I just play against a smaller number of people, and I play them a lot more often than I used to play anybody else. For me, that's the hardest thing. It was a lot easier when I could just bounce like game to game. I could just always queue up instantly, you know? That was really, really big. It was good for the energy, right? To just be able to press find match and just get a game immediately. But that's just not how it works, so.
Go ahead. Big job.
You play against so few people that every game is like a tournament level game where they know everything about you, and they've got like prepared things for all your strategies no matter how much you try to hide it. So it's like just a little bit less dynamic. You get less interesting games because people don't really like figure stuff out anymore, you know? Everybody has their way of doing what they do, and they don't really deviate very much. I want these guys to all start at the same time. Damn. How many depots do I got to start before this battlecruiser lets me just build it with the other ones immediately? Taking my time. Yeah, matchmaking pool has been the hardest part. That's been the most difficult. It's been the most difficult aspect of being a fan of the game. It's like, as a content creator and as a personality, people try to project their insecurity about the game onto me. You know, like people will be like, oh, that's, you know, Nathan's just salty because he doesn't get as many viewers or money or whatever. But I'm like, the truth is, like, there's just not as many people that play the game anymore. So you just don't, it's just not as fun as it used to be because of that. That's really the biggest problem. Like this guy, right? I played this guy now twice today. He's done absolutely nothing. You can tell this guy's playing as if he knows every single thing I'm going to do. And his only plan is to just make sure that whenever I decide to do whatever it is I'm going to do, he just smashes it. But he himself does not actually have any plan. He's not throwing units at me. He's not harassing. He's not even scouting. He's more or less AFK, right? And his whole strategy is to just be ready for this base trade that I want to have. So it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. So I've played this guy twice today, and the way that I would describe his play style is literally waste as much of my time as possible, right? That's all he's doing. He's just turtling up like crazy. He's got all this stuff, and the moment that I try and move out and do my thing, he's gonna go for the base trade, and that's how this game is gonna end. So it's like, you know, is it the worst thing ever that can happen? No, but having it happen twice is like, eh. But then it gets to the point where you're like, well, how many times am I gonna queue this guy? Like this guy I'm playing right now today. This guy, the super greedy guy with the base trade me mentality. Like how many times am I realistically gonna play this one dude today? I've already played him twice. So what? You mean 3 times? You think this is it? You think this is his last game of the day? You think I might queue into him like 3 more times if I just keep searching, right? So it's like, when this game is over, do I just wait then? Is that when I do the waiting thing and just try and dodge him there? It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Take it slow.
But when that's his whole plan, is to just waste as much time as he possibly can, then it gets, you know, it gets tricky. It gets tricky because then playing them, there's just no value at all. But there was no point in this game where he had any doubt, right? There was no point where he was worried, so.
Yes, Commander.
But this just it's just what happens. It's just what happens when there's not that many people that play the game. That's all. Yeah, he's already got a base here with another thing. Yeah, that's his whole entire thing is literally just been waiting for me and just wasting my time, right? So I'm just gonna leave and we'll dodge him. But like, if you can't see what I'm saying through a game like that, like if you can't see what if you can't understand what I'm trying to say, it's probably not possible to reach you. But like, I have no interest in playing a guy like this once in a day, let alone twice. And now I'm gonna have to spend extra careful attention just to make sure I don't play him again, because he's not gonna do anything other than specifically prepare just for my strategy, even though we don't know each other and have never played each other before. So it's just like, you know, this is who's left playing the game. So that's been the biggest boner killer for me. Aside from that, I love StarCraft. There's just nobody who plays anymore. Or rather, the people who play in such a deliberately and intentionally like frustrating way that they make other people stop playing, if that makes sense. Like when you cannon rush every game, like you're mostly just telling people to uninstall the game because you're not letting them play at all. So that stuff like that impacts the number of people that are playing, but it doesn't get rid of the number of people cannon rushing because they always get what they want, you know? Stuff like that. Stuff like that's the plague. It's the plague on the ladder. Plus, anybody watching the stream, you know, it's not that hard to queue up at the same time either because there's not that many people playing. So those are all things you have to keep into account. That's why I don't take my ladder that seriously. Countdown -33, can't wait. Oh, because of barcode? Because of barcode Protoss, yeah. I'm sure this guy will clap me, yeah. What do you think? He'll cannon rush? Especially like if you know that me as a streamer too, I don't play versus cannon rush. So even if you don't cannon rush, you could always get a free win against me by just doing it. Because I just don't care enough to even want to play those games. But that's obviously not entertaining for people watching the stream. So it's like, you know, you still want to limit how often that happens. So it's having to take all of those little precautions that's what ruins it for me. That's what ruined it for me. It's still a great game though. Oh, days until Stormgate? Hell yeah. Yeah, I can't wait, man. Can't wait. I've been updating that countdown every stream.
Bad news? Go SCV ready. SCV ready. Ah! You scared me. Yeah.
You're excited for Stormgate though? Yeah. It's gonna be good. I'm very excited for it. Only thing that's gonna be tough is the slow drip of the content, right? I hope they're able to maintain the schedule they're aiming for. But I know I'm gonna be hungry, man. Play through all the campaign missions and everything. I'm gonna be snapping that stuff up as it drops. Best believe it. Best believe it.
Oh yeah, baby. What? You want something? SCV ready. Go ahead. I'm listening. The Grim Reaper has arrived. Yes, indeed. Done. SCV ready. You're the... What's it worth?
I was telling chat earlier, I think I'm gonna main whatever the guy that Simulu is playing first. We'll do his guy first. We'll get him maxed out.
Certainly. I'm listening. You're the
Ah, yeah.
Fair enough. Agreed. Let's do this. Come.
Oh.
Man the rear. SCV ready.
Hat on done. swap away.
On the way.
Show me who.
What's it worth?
You got cool.
Ready for dust off.
SCV ready. Where's crew? What's going on? Got death from a
Where's the emergency?
SCV ready.
Cyclone receipt.
Death from above.
Channel's clear, boss. Cyclone on.
Go, go, go.
Your add-on is complete.
SCV ready. Fear the Reaper, man. Here comes the pain. All right. Nothing I can't. SCV ready. Let's do this. On the way. Gangway. Coming through. SCV ready. Going.
Cyclone receiving.
Yo, shut that down, huh?
Waiting on you.
Battle Ace is looking interesting as well, you think? You know, I saw their post on their Reddit about their monetization, and I'm not, you know, I don't really like the idea. I don't really like the idea of the game kind of being pay to win. I think I'm going to let people who enjoy that game enjoy it. But between you and me, guys, one of the absolute best things about StarCraft, and one of the best things about Stormgate, one of the best things about all these RTSs that I, Nathan Fabricant, really love, is that at the beginning of the game, you have the same shit as your opponent. There's no tearing up. There's no, oh, I have to unlock this. There's none of that. It's two people that have a completely laid out set of tools. It's two people with a completely laid out set of tools. They can know what all the options are, but they have all the same options available to them. You know, I've seen posts on their Reddit about how it takes like 8 hours to unlock some of the late game stuff, and I'm like, people that are going to be committing and wanting to spend time playing this game, you know, you're trying to create an environment. If you're trying to create an environment that's going to basically be like Clash Royale, I'm under the impression the Battle Aces people are trying to template themselves after Clash Royale. So that's, I kind of struggle with that. So new players are going to feel compelled to spend money on in-game currency to unlock units because they're going to boot up the game, and then they're going to lose to some bullshit, and then someone's going to be like, well, that's the meta. If you want to beat that, you need the meta. And then they're going to say, well, I don't have those unlocked. And they're going to say, well, did you just start playing the game? And they're going to say, yeah. And they're going to say, well, you can grind the game out for 2 weeks. You can grind out for 2 weeks, losing every single game that you play because you don't have this shit that everybody else that started before you has. You know, like that, yeah. So it's such a disgusting part about why video games suck so much these days, really. Truthfully. I played some of the game. It plays really well. Their engine seems nice. But the way that they've chosen to monetize it can lead to absolutely nothing but misery, so. And that they haven't even announced anything like leveling up cards, which is another really big part of Clash Royale. And I know David Kim loves that game, so I shudder to think the moment that they let people pay to have their cards be 2 or 3% better than other people's, you know, that'll be the day that the game will probably die immediately when that happens. But they haven't given me the impression that they're doing anything other than that, so.
In the pipe, 5x5.
I did play it, I did like it, but when I saw their post updating on their monetization plan today, absolutely just, nope, I'm good.
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
In the rear with the gear. Yes, we could use some help here. Yeah, whatever.
Patching you through. What is it? Well,
What's going on?
yes. Oh, really?
You've mined out some of your minerals.
SCV ready.
I just hope that they don't go full pay to win. I feel like it's already kind of a negative side effect that there is even just that much of it already. with the grind to even be able to just play with the same stuff as other people. But then how do they make any money, right? I don't know. I don't know. Not crazy about it. I reserve the right to change my mind, by the way. If they limit the element of pay to win like that, then obviously that's really the only thing that I just can't abide. So they want to make their game seem like it's super competitive, try hard or whatever, and appeal to that base, so they don't do skins because they you know, oh, people don't like being sold skins too much or whatever. You know, that's not. I don't think that's the deal breaker. They try to make it seem like it is. I really liked the Command and Conquer RTS. I know almost nobody really tried it or played it, but the gameplay and design of it was awesome. It just had the problem that it was a pay to win card stacker. So if you unlocked more versions of units you already had, you just powered up your existing ones. And that literally completely ruined it. Like, I actually really enjoyed playing that game when I was playing against the other beta testers because we all had maxed out units. And then it was like awesome, you know? It was just like, wow, this could actually be really fun. And then they released it and you're like, oh yes, I never get to play anybody that has the same level cards as mine. Unless you spend a ton of money. So it's like, you know? Yeah. Stuff like that is like evil to me. I would say it's something like that is that's evil. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Mr. Barcode. That was his first game in 3 days. Let's see. He had a little cannon rush fast earlier. He beat up on another Barcode. There's another Barcode who just hopped on. This guy's tearing, buddy. And then I just crushed him, so that was nice. It's three or four Proton players. I'm gonna let him queue up because I would like to play another matchup. There you go. He's in a game. I just said I would like to play against a Terran or a Zerg next. Thank you. Which one was that? The last Command and Conquer you played was Red Alert? They made Command and Conquer Rivals. It was on iOS and Android. I announced it at E3. It was, for me, it was one of the best, it was one of the coolest experiences of my career because EA treated me better than any company ever had. Like, I got super spoiled working on this project, but I actually really liked playing the game a lot. I played a lot of the game. I played a lot of it. Jeff played it a lot too. When we announced the game, I had to cast a show match, and they had In Control play against a popular YouTuber mobile game guy. But I cast them play each other in it, and it was pretty fun. But truthfully, that's the shame, is that they actually had a really amazing game concept that was completely destroyed by the pay-to-win aspect. Just completely ruined. It was really fast-paced. The micro felt good. The units kind of moved around like little blocks, and you basically were like, okay. So it was like, it was still real time. And you still moved you spawned your units from your base and kind of repositioned them around, and there were objective points on the map that you wanted to get your army to. And if you held them, then it would basically accelerate the speed at which you would win the game. So, but you didn't have to do that. Like, you could just go kill the other guy's base. But people were like pretty careful about where they put their units. So eventually you were all about zoning each other and being like, well, you know, if I'm on hold position and then he attacks, then my unit will shoot first, even if we both have the same unit. So like, there were a lot of really cool mechanics in that game that I really enjoyed playing and using, but it's all completely ruined when that knowledge is worthless, because it's like, oh, if my level 7 ship is holding position, then it doesn't matter if he just walks into attack range and kills me, because his ship is level 8. So it's like, we both have the same unit, and a core mechanic of the game goes away because of the pay-to-win difference. That is what ruined the game. It was tough though. You know, they had a great concept, they had a great project. I had to help them pitch it to their internal team. That was a part of my job. I got to cast the interpersonal, I got some weird security setup thing on my phone so I could download this developer version of the build, and I just could only play with developers because nobody else was actually testing the game because they literally hadn't even been able to completely greenlight it from EA yet. And then they flew me out to Sweden, and I got to go sit in a room with a bunch of their top executives, and I got to commentate the lead developer playing against the lead like game designer in a best of 3. And I just cast it for them just like right there, and they were like, this is what we're thinking, this could be cool, this could be esports. And I was like, and then of course when the game came out and they wanted to do all of those things, then they never reached back. They ended up subsidized. They like, you know, their esports, their whole thing was just they found whatever the cheapest white label project would be for it, and paid a couple people that didn't know anything about it to run a small studio show. And obviously having esports tournaments for a pay-to-win mobile game, these guys are like, well, in Madden, all the competitive pro players in Madden, I think like the minimum you have to spend to get a playable deck is like $10,000 a year. That's not an exaggeration, by the way. There are people who pay 10 grand every year on Madden Ultimate Team, like FIFA Ultimate Team. It is disgusting. Yeah. The guy who, like, get this, the first place prize for the Madden Championship Series only covers like half of the cost to even build a team that would be able to win that tournament. But if you haven't spent at least 5 figures, you're not considered even close to being able to compete, because all those people do is just farm packs for limited time drops that you can only get during like a 2-hour period a week. So they just FOMO people like crazy. Yeah. Can you believe that game is rated E for everyone? That's nuts, man. I can't wait to join the class action parents lawsuit against ESRB for that garbage one day. Maybe, anyway. That's why Madden is such a bad game, because people will pay all that money because they want to go get clout on the internet. Like, it's the influencer culture. Like, everybody has to flex. Everybody has to flex, and if you're not flexing, then you're like a loser or something. Like, I don't know. So that's how they do it. Then you go drop a part-time salary into Madden Ultimate Team so that you can get dynamically queued up against somebody who spent more money than you anyway, so you still lose. So the only thing that happens is your dopamine denial makes you want to buy more cards. These people are evil. Like, if you ask me, you know, if I was at the pearly gates, I would say that's pretty evil. I don't know. I don't know if I could let the guy who signed off on that with no guilt on his conscience, I don't know if I could let that guy through the gates. I'm sorry. That might be a deal breaker for me.
Swap away.
Getting kids into gambling, because obviously none of the cards are guaranteed, and the reason they buy so many is for the limited time drop. You know, getting as many kids as they do addicted to gambling through that has got to be one of the saddest fucking things, I think, about video games. I play a lot of Madden, and I like a lot of football stuff, so I'm very outspoken about my disgust for the practices these companies do. Because I financially support them. I play that stuff because there's no other option, but I certainly don't pretend like it isn't a giant, colossal scam.
You want a piece of me, boy?
I just like watching my fake version of man run on grass. What can I say? I'm hooked. If I could pay another company for the same product, I would.
You gonna give me orders? Ready.
Well,
Oh, he was trying to do some like fancy micro there, and he just totally bungled it.
Command center's got
SCV ready. Big job, huh? Going. Comms.
research complete.
SCV ready. SCV ready. Yep.
Yo, somebody's like, Nate, if you had infinite money, if you had bajillions of dollars, what do you do? I'm like, I'd buy all the fucking IP rights to every video game getting ruined by corporate a-holes. I buy all the IP rights I give them back to the original developers and say, make more of this. Don't go out of your way to fuck me, and I don't fire you. And then we all live happily ever after, and we get great video games that are maintained by people that love them until the end of time. That's what I would do. That's what I would love to do. Be like, where's the guy that's in charge of this game that had to get spiritually rebooted? Let's do it. I would love to buy the StarCraft IP. We don't need any executive team. You just have the developers. They get, you make some sort of cooperative agreement where they get like half the profit or whatever, and then it's just gravy for you. Fantastic. And then your fans will literally love you forever, and nobody will ever complain because all your old stuff will be maintained. All the new stuff is made by the original people or whoever they want to work with or bring on board. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, you come to distrust any business degree graduates. The thing that non-creatives are not capable of understanding is that creativity and the people that make stuff are the only people that really get it, or the people that love it. But you can't. Yeah. There's a reason why all these guys, all these big companies are constantly chasing trends that are set by indie games. That's all I'm going to say. There's a reason all these C-suite MBAs, CEOs, there's a reason all these fat worthless fucks waste all their time chasing what shoestring budget games do every other year. And none of them come up with anything original on their own. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Now, the biggest waste of money at all of these gaming companies, the thing that really kills all of them is just all the C-suite people. Look at Twitch, right? Look at Twitch. What does Twitch actually, what is Twitch's product? What does Twitch actually do? Like, there are teams and teams of people, and they have all these initiatives, they have all these things that they do. But like, how much of Twitch is actually centered on its core product? Like, have you ever asked yourself this? Is there anything that makes them money aside from ad sales? Like, is video delivery their biggest expense or not? And I think that that's a really, really interesting question to tackle, because I would absolutely love to know what exactly is stopping Amazon from just having a team that maintains Twitch and the video delivery systems without any of this extra stuff. Because while the extra stuff is nice, don't you think at some point somebody has to recognize that not all of these things are possible in a world where this company is profitable? And don't you think it's disingenuous to pretend that all of these things that just burn money that they do, isn't it a little disingenuous to suggest that those things aren't also endangering everybody who not only works for Twitch or depends on the platform in any way, but just in general, the platform itself, right? So it's like, why is there a CEO of Twitch? Why is, if their biggest problem is that they pay too much for video delivery to themselves, like, the only thing they could possibly do to increase their revenue would be to make themselves more marketable, which is something that they have at many roads completely refused to do, right? Like, this website should be marked 18 plus, and just for the content that's on it, and it's not, right? They encourage children to come on this website, even though there are almost no real rules as far as like mature and sexual content go. and they platform and pay tens of millions of dollars out to, you know, people that are predators and stuff. Like, they clearly don't have an interest in protecting the people that come on here. So it just boggles my mind that they don't. Just boggles my mind that the system exists for any other reason than to just funnel money to a bunch of random initiatives these executives have for no reason other than to justify their own jobs. I would love to know what the CEO gets paid. I really would. I really would love to know how much the whole C executive team makes. And I would love to know what their day-to-day interactions have anything to do with video delivery and ad sales. You know? That's what I'd love to know. I'd love to know what the ad sales figures look like. I'd love to know what those conversations look like when they try to sell a company on their completely unmoderated garbage dump that this website has become. Like, you know they're all getting paid millions of dollars. Yeah, of course, of course. But what do any of them do that has anything to do with video delivery or what? Improving the PR/discoverability of broadcasters on the platform? Because that's the only thing they could do to make more money. If the only way they make money is selling ads, then the only way to get more people to watch ads is to have more content that people are willing to sit through them for. That's essentially what it boils down to. Or enough content that's worth sitting through that people pay for the ad free. And then of course that has to be set at a price that they can break even on at least. But beyond that, they don't need to be doing anything else. Like, nothing else that they do it impacts that, right? In any meaningful way. Like, you don't see their teams of people going out there and trying to spread feel-good vibes. You don't see them getting headlines the way that prolific streamer embroiled in huge controversy gets every other week.
What's going on? Ah, you scared me. SCV ready.
And that's what makes it so tough. That's what makes it hard to believe that the people in charge have any idea what they're doing.
SCV ready. Well, butter my biscuit.
I don't understand how you can make an argument that anybody in that C-suite has taken a meaningful step to improving video delivery, or like unless you're gonna tell me that the CEO of Twitch is literally the guy that negotiated like the Nvidia thing for them to get the video encoders moved off of Twitch. Like, if that was his master plan, was we're gonna partner with Nvidia so all the streamers can run all their transcodes, and then we can just turn off the transcodes forever. Like, if that's their grand scheme, you know, like, it doesn't inspire a tremendous amount of confidence. The coolest thing they did was they did make a discoverable like shorts swipe type feed, but it's got so few features and is so inaccessible. And I think even in his own attempt to show it off, all he did was reveal that he just follows scantily clad women on the website, because that feed only shows people you follow. So, again, I don't have much confidence. I don't have much confidence in their team. I would say I have tremendous confidence in the engineers that I talk to and like the data stuff. There's definitely some people that need to be at the company for them to do the things that they need to do. But to suggest that there isn't just a huge amount of pork just being completely dumped in the meat grinder by Twitch every month is, you know, you just have to be intellectually dishonest to try and make that argument. If you ask me personally, I think that there is a world where there's definitely a market for a video game live streaming website, right? That's what I like. That's what I want. That's what I want Twitch to be. When I signed up to start streaming on Twitch all those years ago, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Your add-on is complete.
It's a place to play video games, you know? And sometimes people would be talking and just hanging out with chat instead of playing games, and that was still pretty normal too, you know? But it ain't that anymore. And then these guys try to pretend like they're all super clean, squeaky clean, and they've all got their great ambitions and initiatives, and again, they just... yeah. They never demonstrate that through their actions. They have a lot of words, though. They have so many words.
Add-on done.
They have so many words. Very little action. If they want to sell more ads, they need more people to watch. If they need more people to watch, they need better. You need people to be able to actually make stuff that people want to watch. I don't see what any of these people who only show up for meetings and conferences and are virtually non-existent anywhere else. I struggle to see where they justify the 7-figure salaries that they're likely taking out of our sub splits. Or raising the cost of subs for. I'm sure that's not going to have any negative impact down the road.
Big job.
Upgrade complete.
Cover stick command. Order acknowledged. Awaiting scanning battlefield range. State your.
Fueled up, ready to go.
State your request.
It's like you run the least profitable video delivery service that people use, even though it's one of the most popular websites on earth. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? There's people who go viral from your website for good and bad reasons every other week. You guys get mainstream attention constantly from this bullshit, and you can't find any possible way. You can't find any possible way to try and clean the image up a little bit so that this place isn't blocked on every single place's ad block for not safe for work content. No place that allows YouTube should have this blocked.
Command center upgrade.
But at least on YouTube, you expect there's some standards, right?
Mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
I'm just pocketing BCs right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm pocketing a crazy amount since my opponent is kind of just chilling, so.
In the rear with the gear. Big job.
Oh, really?
Bad news.
Awaiting orders.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Engineering at your disposal. Command. Statement command. Job complete.
In the rear.
Your forces are under.
Oh, is he coming? Is he doing something finally? Pog? Pog?
Enemy battlefield conditions.
This better be good.
Ready.
Your research is ready.
There we go. Okay, he decided to start playing the game now. He decided to start playing the game. Yo, Unholy Damon. Thanks, bro. Thanks for the sub.
Command authority registered underway. Scanning back. Awaiting.
Who called in the fleet?
How many corruptors do you think he's sitting on? Oh, he's got his whole thing just kind of chilling there, huh? That's beautiful.
Awaiting.
Yeah, let's just go for it. Let's just go for it, bro. Why not?
It's a trap.
You have a different username here? Dope, man.
Who called in the fleet?
Yeah, see, battlecruisers are not really good at killing battlecruisers. I don't know if he knew that, but...
Your base is under siege.
It's a trap.
Awaiting.
The SCVs are being liberated in the worst way.
Patching you through.
Your SCVs are under attack.
Yes,
Your base is getting blasted.
fleet? What is it? What? Who called in the fleet? Yes, Commander. Oh, really? Yes, Commander.
Mind out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those.
Got him. What you got? This is the best NA has to offer. This guy's like, this guy's topped, by the way, on the ladder.
Yes, Commander.
He's one of the highest ranked Zerg players on NA. He is struggling. We are beating one of the best Zergs in America right now. It's pretty cool.
It's a trap. Yes, Commander.
Yeah, he's just trying to crank out spires everywhere.
In the rear.
No, he's cooked. He thinks I'm going to stay out on the map and chase him all over the place, but he can't kill me, so it doesn't matter. I don't need to fight him. Game is already over. I just got to take my 4th base with all these BCs, and he's cooked.
What? Yes, Commander.
It's already over.
You've depleted that mineral field.
What's going on?
Oh, the way he's staying in this, even though he's got nothing. Yeah, no, he's gotta be pissed AF.
Good thing you've got more of those.
Losing to Nathanias. Oof.
Big job, huh?
And he's gonna watch his homeboy. Mm-mm. That's tough. That is tough.
Bad news?
Who called in the fleet?
What you got, buddy?
Oh,
Is that it?
You've mined out some of your minerals.
All right, let's do it, baby.
Your command center's got some new toys.
Yeah, my battlecruisers have upgrades. I know. It's crazy, huh? Your ass? My ass is amazing. Thank you. You just lost to the most washed StarCraft caster. Congratulations!
Yeah, whatever.
What he doesn't know is I've actually been listening to Lady Gaga this whole game.
Mined out a mineral field. Good, guys are depleted. You've bled the
Beautiful.
planet dry.
Absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. Hang on, hang on. Let me just... Perfect screenshot right there. Ah. I love StarCraft. I'm gonna post that one in the Discord. I'm gonna post that, a little fresh salt in the Discord for you guys. Look at that ratio. Delicious ratio. Beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's what we like to see. Yeah, he lost about 10 times as much as me this game. Isn't that crazy? That resources loss is just unholy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Guess no one told him manners are free. Look at that, plus 59 too. Oof. Oof. He was 5.4K. Oops. Did he forget to queue up on his like Smurf account barcode? I feel like we got a real look at who the weird Zerg guy is. That's fantastic though. Warren. That was his first game in 2 days. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. He did beat up on some other Protoss player. The Protoss went Nexus first though, so that might change your opinion on how that game played out. Yeah. Some Zergs take issue with that. That's a huge oof. That's a huge oof. That's exactly what that is. Couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. No one told him manas are free. Can I ask you guys a question? Do you think he genuinely just had no idea I was going BCs? Did I actually just deny his scouting that effectively? Possibly. He hopped onto Twitch after hanging out in YouTube chat. Thank you, by the way, Jump Merv. I appreciate that. Make a perfect desktop background. That's not bad. The screenshot I posted in Discord is perfect. It's in the chill zone. That's like our general chat. But I put it in there. Yeah, 31K to 3.9. Delicious. His comp seemed like it would have been good against anyone except you. It's true, though. It's true. How could he have known I was gonna sit in my base and build absolutely nothing but mass battlecruisers? I can't beat a Protoss that's 100 MMR below me, but I can beat a Zerg that's 1,000 MMR higher than me, so... You know, sometimes it's nice to remind myself that, I still got a little bit of that old flame, you know, when I need it. That's the highest MMR player I've beaten in a long time. 5.4K is pretty... Actually, what rank is he? I might have knocked him down like 20 spots. That might be top 50. That might be top 50 these days. I think you only need like 4.7 or 4.8 to get in Grandmaster because there's so few Masters League players now. He thought the Corruptors would hard counter me. The mistake that people make in that situation is they usually don't have upgrades. He had a double Spire, but he had to transform one Spire into the Greater Spire, which means that even if his Hive was a little bit late, the most he would have is like +1, and then maybe he'd be going 1-2, and I had 3-3. Well, I hit so fast, actually. I attacked him much faster than I originally was going to. But it's probably fair to say he had 1-1 maybe, and I had 2-2. And then by the time he got 2-2, if he was ever able to, I had 3-3, and then it was over. Battlecruisers are just crazy good. They're when you get enough of them, it's great. They're crazy good. They can beat Corruptors if you have an upgrade advantage. It's not easy to get an upgrade advantage, but they can. They win at that point. He was ranked 26 before you beat him, so I beat the ranked 26 player in America. That's pretty good. I feel like that's all the ego boost I need today. I feel like that's it. That's everything. That's the whole McChicken, no mayonnaise. And then Katie surprised me by putting a little bacon on it. Sometimes she's just wild like that. It's a great day.
Go ahead. Man the rear with the gear. Ah! You scared me. This better be good. Bad news?
Fair, not gonna lie, I've been taking notes on your BC control. You know, that's the thing, right? Most people don't build BCs and they just kind of say it's bad because they know it's not meta. But when you see pros use BCs, you'll almost never see them use them the way that I use them. Like, you just don't.
Armed and been waiting on you. SCV ready. Got it.
But yeah, most pros don't control their BCs that well either. Like, there's a BCs, like what they do is a concept. It's like a concept that is employed more in MOBA terminology, but it's called like creating space. But battlecruisers can attack while moving, which means that the best way to use them is to play around positions where the enemy's not going to be able to go through a full attack animation to actually go after you. So more or less, you play around the edges of maps, you play around mineral lines. Even if your opponent has a bunch of queens or a bunch of stalkers, like there's always going to be parts of their base that are less accessible than others because of the positioning of things like their gateways or their larger infrastructure. And that's where the battlecruiser really shines, because if your opponent chooses to ignore you because you're in an unreachable spot, well, the battlecruiser DPS is enough to kill everything anyway. So you can pretty easily get yourself into a scenario where you're somewhere outside the guy's base that he can only reach you with like 3 or 4 units, and then you're just kind of, then you're cooked. So
This better be good. SCV ready. Yup. Huh? In the rear with
The add-on is complete.
by the toe. SCV ready.
yeah, this guy's just cheesing me. He doesn't want to play against us. That's what this means. He wants the game to be over as fast as possible because he doesn't want to hang out, because his mom is in the PTA and my mom's not. It's not my fault, by the way. It's just the way things ended up. Regardless, apparently it still matters. And there we were.
SCV ready.
Fueled up, ready to go.
SCV ready.
But it's like, what has this guy actually done, right? Not too much. We're doing just fine.
We're sitting around.
SCV boy.
Give us your... What's that?
Go ahead.
Liberation is at hand.
In the rear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and there you go.
Perfect.
Big job. SCV ready.
But he had to spend a lot of resources to do that, right? To go for that big all-in.
SCV ready.
That's a very, very expensive attack to lose by the 5-minute mark, right? That's a huge army to throw away by the 5-minute mark. It's a lot.
SCV
Command Center 2.0, ready to go.
He's got enough money to do one thing, right? He could build drones. He could try to expand. He could just go into Mutas or Nidus.
Of course.
Against me, lots of people like to go for that ladder.
SCV ready.
Boom,
Ready to blunder.
boom,
SCV
boom.
ready.
Perfect. Easy.
SCV ready.
Moving into position. Initiating.
SCV ready. Made for battle. SCV ready. SCV ready.
Now, if he wants to be greedy and just tech up, I have an answer for that. I'll just take my 3rd base. And if he doesn't, then hopefully the BCs are able to get something done. But I'm just going to go for the 3rd and make my BCs at the same time. Because again, he threw away the army, so he shouldn't have any fighting units at all.
SCV ready.
So we just kind of lean on that. If he makes more fighting units to push the 3rd back, that makes our BCs more viable. If he doesn't, then at least we're not too far behind from him just going directly into like a counter to BCs. Even though he hasn't scouted anything.
SCV ready.
There it is.
What's going on? This better be good. Of course. Let's get into the fight. Certainly. SCV ready. SCV ready. Fight or flight. Yeah, right. SCV ready. Transformation systems primed. What's going on? Yeah, whatever. SCV ready. That's been waiting on. SCV ready. Let's get into the
Who called
fight.
in the fleet?
Let's go.
Gang weapon.
Did he move it back into position? Only a little, only a little. I did get one of the queens earlier. Remember the Liberator? That's a callback. It's a literary device called a callback. I'm referring to an earlier point in this game where I killed a queen because he has less queens to defend now than he maybe would have otherwise originally wanted to.
SCV ready.
Oh, does Nathan know how to do weird stuff with his battle cruisers so that your sport crawlers don't do nothing? Oh no!
Research complete.
Oh no! Let me just go take those off your hands. Thanks, partner.
You've mined out some of your minerals.
Ah! You scared me!
Yes. Mission complete. What is it? Who called in the fleet? Yes, sir. Yes,
You mined out a mineral.
The way he threw his baneling on the mule. He banelinged the mule.
You've depleted that mineral field.
Go ahead.
Your command center's got some new toys.
If you want the thrill of love, she's been through the mill of love.
SCV ready.
you hailed?
Oh, he did finally get some corruptors out. Good for him. Good for him. I know that was a big deal for him. He was excited about that.
Commencing bombardment.
Your add-on is complete.
Go ahead. SCV ready. Yeah. Big job, huh? Huh? Ah! Man, you ready for war?
Yes, Commander. Who called in the fleet?
Huh? Why do I have 3 armories? Oh shit.
What's going on?
Your command center's got some new
That was
toys.
not in the script. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I thought at some point I'm supposed to get sucker punched, but I wasn't. That was not in the script.
Yes, Commander. What is it?
The baneling blowing up on the mule was also not in the script, by the way. So when you go to the post-fight Reddit thread to talk about this, make sure you call him a dirty player.
Ready to go.
Yes. You hailed?
Bad news? Ah!
Yes. You hailed?
Add-on done.
Who called in the fleet?
Yeah, see, keep the BCs stacked like this. You'll never see a pro do micro like that, though. But you can have them all shoot. Battlecruisers are very unique in that they're one of the only units in the game that doesn't really do the self-separation that units are supposed to do, like air units are supposed to do.
Upgrade complete.
Unless he's got like mind control that he's about to pop out. He's just in trouble because you gotta remember I got 1-1 on my BCs. And obviously I'm microing them, so that helps too. And then you know how hard it is for him to micro once I stack him like this? Oh, okay, you thought that was just a part of the mule's character arc? Actually, yeah, you're right. He's going to be rebuilt. He's going to come back as Gray Mule, which is a throwback, of course, to Metal Gear Solid, but we would get sued into oblivion if we called him Gray Fox. So he's still Mule, but we'll call him Gray Mule. And he'll be introduced as some sort of cyborg ninja that comes in and saves the main character at a time of great distress. And then, of course, will inevitably use his new chance at life to sacrifice himself for the main character and die again. Don't worry, though. A different character will take up his mantle 2 games later. Like the Green Power Ranger. Whew. You love to see it. Love to see it. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Great game. He tried to push me pretty early too, right? He tried to get all up in our business. He tried to hit me hard and fast. But here, I'm going to show you guys. This is why people. That's why these builds aren't very high level, because if they don't catch your opponent by surprise, if you don't get like a free win, basically, you're kind of just like, it's like pulling a penny slot. Like cheesing is like playing penny slots. That's how I like to describe it. Like, yeah, you know, you could do this, you could do that, but it's like, you know, people do it for the rush of pulling the slot. They don't want to have any hand in what happens, right? They're just like, yeah, just gonna coin flip every game, you know. So he gets that temporary dopamine release, but then he realizes that he actually doesn't have a third base. There's no lair, there's no evo chambers. So I talked about how he would have a couple of options. He could go straight into lair, he could go straight into this, he could go straight into that. What we saw was he droned. So he just tried to drone. He got a Ravager. I think that was in my base though, right? He's doing all this harass, but he chose to drone up and try and get his economy going behind this, which is a pretty reasonable, that's a very reasonable thing for a Zerg to do. And then get his Bane Nest, because naturally I'm going to go stim and all of that good stuff. And even though we know that that's not what I ended up doing, like that queen that I get here is pretty nice. I think I denied one of his roaches there, maybe? Denied a Zergling. So he's got a pretty good he's got a pretty good setup here. But just the aftermath of the early game, he's only got 51 drones. And I felt like he was trying really hard to get his drone count up, right? But that's kind of, I guess that's kind of the point I'm trying to get to. After all of that and all the workers he killed, he got 12 of them. I'm still in a pretty good spot. I've got 4 mules. I mean, we assume one of them's about to expire. So I've got 3 mules, 42 SCVs. Each mule gathers the resources of like 2 to 3 SCVs over its lifetime. Because it usually dies holding like 25 at the end, which like offsets it by a lot. But, yeah, that's a lot. Like the Zerg is supposed to be like 20 workers ahead. At this point in the game, he should have his geysers saturated, right? He should have enough drones to saturate the main natural, and his mineral line on the third should be fully saturated. So he should at least be at 60, like minimum. And he's getting more, but that's just because he cheesed, right? That's just because he did that roach rush. That's because he did the roach rush. That's the reason why he didn't have enough workers. Oh, thank you. Oh, that was like a little pop-up guy there. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. What a base god. Thank you for the $10, man. Unholy Damon. Thanks for the lessons on schooling Zergs. I'll try and put a bit of this into play. Thank you, my dude. Thank you so much. That's very cool. Very cool of you, sir. Thank you so much. But like that's why I like to play this style, because it's hard for me to get across like all of those little minutia that I feel like I pointed out a lot of stuff in that last game. So maybe it was information overload. I don't normally dive that deep into, again, the minutia of it all, but those little details, like all those little things that you kind of figure out by playing a strategy like this for a really long period of time, you just pick up on like certain things that you can get away with. And I was actually building BCs for maybe 3 or 4 years before it ever even occurred to me that I could do the stack strategy, right? The super cruiser, the genetically modified super cruiser, which is of course a callback to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man from 2002, obviously. But yeah. So I've only been doing the stacked battlecruiser stuff for like the last year. That's actually one of the more new things that I've been doing, because I didn't figure out that you could actually have them hold position stacked and they wouldn't separate. I only discovered that last year, and I was doing the strategy already for like 4 or 5 years at that point. that's the best thing about StarCraft. Like there's so much that you can do, and there's so much that even this late into the game, people still kind of discover that they can do. Like that battlecruiser tech that I used to stack, I'm pretty sure 99% of the community still doesn't know. And I would wager that if it got enough attention, the Balance Council would probably patch it. Because it's so unusual compared to how every other unit in the game works. But the battlecruiser is the only unit in StarCraft that you can stack like that on hold position, and they won't separate, and they'll just all stay shooting, which really maximizes their DPS and makes it impossible to focus fire against them. So you have like 20,000 HP in the space of 1 BC. So like if you ask me, I think this strategy is like, on some level, it's kind of broken. Like it's really powerful, you know? It's really strong. The only argument people ever have for why my strat is bad is they say, well, it's just hard to build a lot of BCs. But that doesn't mean the strategy is bad. That means the strategy is difficult to execute. And I'm the only guy that really tries to do this, too. Like, there are people who battlecruiser rush and cheese, but there's not people that are trying to, like, iterate on this, you know? There could be somebody younger than me, somebody smarter than me, somebody faster than me, somebody who has a different perspective on life than me that could play a style like this and maybe find the hole. That's the tough part about being a pioneer, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I lose a lot of games. People make fun of me, and I don't have any excuses because I'm just doing something that really shouldn't work, and I'm trying to make it work anyway. But I enjoy that. I enjoy that. The trial and error, the process, right? It's all about the process. It's all about the process. But there's nobody else out there who's stacking 8 battlecruisers on 1 hex at the edge of a third so that the 25 stalkers can only get in single file, and then somehow 3 BCs kill 25 stalkers, which should just never happen, but it happens anyway because, you know, this weird specific battlecruiser tech. I love that. I love that. My greatest hope was always that somebody would see the stuff I do with BCs and just find a way to improve it so I could watch a tournament where somebody does it. Because how cool would that be? I've had players like Maru and TY ask me for replays, and I've sent them replays, but they mostly just like to see what certain... Once I was playing against top Korean players on the ladder, they wanted replays of how they responded to it. So that was kind of cool, but... That was just because I had Korean GSL level replays against beating those guys, but which they were all very confused by. But that's, you know, I think I already told that story today. I think we already told that story. Dr. Spachemin? What's Dr. Spachemin doing here? Oh my goodness, the probes. Oh. I mean, I definitely, if I didn't break his legs before, I just did right there. What's his plan? Is this just charge lots? Is that it? Yeah, it's gonna be charge lots. It's gonna be charge lots, 100%.
You scared me.
This is just absurd.
Who wants some? Gangway coming through.
Here we go.
Ready for pickup?
SCV ready. We could use some help. Ready to go. Been waiting on you.
He might kill me right here.
Command Center 2.0 ready to go.
This build is really strong for a reason. If we keep him out of our base, though, we might be okay.
Let's go.
There we go. There we go.
On my way.
Got no paper.
In the rear with the gangway.
But now we've got the bunker, so that's nice. Right, that's very nice. Just gonna put the mules there because I want to have my workers spread out since I don't have many.
At your disposal.
I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to mine from this base, so I'd rather get what I can faster than slower. tough. It's like I can't build much other than siege tanks in this situation. So
Ready.
it's not what I want to be building at all. But here we are.
SCV ready.
Scan.
It's got to get like an eBay and just try and planetary this just so the zealots can't bust it.
Scan. Oh, scan.
SCV ready.
Engineering at your statement.
Rough. Yeah, but you know, Rough is kind of like me, right? He's kind of just like an older guy that's been doing this for a long time that just mostly streams, you know? He's not really, I don't think he's in the archetype of player that's pushing our types of strategy further. Also, I'm under the impression that Rough is still a guy who plays to win, right? He like tries really hard to win a lot of his games, you know? So it's not the same to like try and compare the mentality that a pro would have if they tried to seriously employ these types of tactics. You know, it's not so much that like nobody builds BCs, it's that nobody on like a super high level really takes any of that type of stuff into account. Which is their right to do or not do, of course. But yeah, obviously content creators have a lot of reasons to do unorthodox strategies.
Command center's got some new
There are
toys.
people who genuinely don't understand why I do the things that I do, even though I've always been pretty upfront that being, you know, big part of the marketability I've always tried to aim for was that you can see a lot of things here that you won't see on other channels. Which I never thought was a strange thing to say, but at the same time, you'd be shocked how often people are just like, wow, you just don't do the same thing as everybody else? It's just how it be sometimes.
Your base is getting blasted. Got no
Yeah, I mean, what is there to say?
We hear you.
Your base is under siege.
Confirmed. Ready for pickup? Will do, Command. On my way.
Not on.
I've heard that. Here's your stop. Got it. Life flight's here. Heading out. Dropping off.
Oh. Wow. How could you be so heartless? Oh.
In the rear with
Bring him on down, bring him down yonder. Could MMA have been one of the best if he never retired? Well, there's so many different factors that play into the longevity of anybody's career, right? It's hard to boil it down to any one specific thing. But for a lot of those guys, I always try to keep in mind that that's always the tough part about being the first generation. And when we talk about why we want to improve things, and we talk about, you know, we use these concepts in very broad terms, but also in the game, we want things to be better for the next generation because we kind of build the base that they play off of. Think about some of the best players in StarCraft right now. They're very young, right? Or at least relative to the other pros or to many of the viewers, they're young. It's natural. It's natural. You got people who have less obligations in their life. They're younger. They're a little bit faster, a little bit healthier in some cases. They got that youthful energy about them. They want to prove. They got so much to prove, right? Because their childhood they had to listen to mom and dad, and now they got to prove themselves that they're big and they can go out into the world and survive. And you know, you get that. It's just that hunger of like wanting to, I guess, validate oneself by finding your way that pushes a lot of those guys to be such tremendous competitors. So as much as I would love to say, I'm like, yeah, MMA, if he never retired, he would have been that good. But there was a reason he retired, right? There's a reason that he retired. And do I know MMA well enough to comment on that or judge him for that? No, I absolutely don't. I've gotten to spend a lot of time with him in my career. He's a really cool guy. He ended up being at a lot of events that I was at. And him and all the Acer dudes, they all nicknamed me Super Mario because of my facial hair way back when. So at all the Korean tournaments, my whole entire StarCraft career, every time I ran into those guys, they just called me Mario. And CJ Hero called me Mario. And Maru called me Mario. And Björn called me Mario. And that was as far as it went. You know, they were funny people with personalities and lives, and I try not to assume. I try not to assume too much. You know, I'm sure a lot of those guys would probably have loved to kept playing a little bit longer, But for reasons we may never understand, maybe that was never on the table, right? So that being said, MMA, man, what a great player to bring up though, huh? What an absolute legend. One of my favorites. I mean, I already told you that whole wholesome story about the nicknames and the Korean barbecue and all that stuff, so you know.
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
But what's your game plan here, right? Is he just gonna move all of his dudes super far away? And because you see what I did? I deliberately didn't mine out those minerals. I very intentionally did not mine those out because I didn't want to have to worry about him having anything there. I think we're good though. You look forward to seeing how Stormgate meta evolves though? Yeah, well that's the best thing. Again, people, you know, people always get scared. People are always scared of change, right? For a lot of different reasons. And a lot of the things that people say are motivated by things that are unrelated to how they really feel, you know, like, but there are so many positives about them bringing different game mechanics together and getting people that are into some of the Warcraft stuff to be like, oh, well, Warcraft players are like, StarCraft's too fast. Hey, Stormgate, there's no banelings, right? There's some crazy stuff in the very high tiers, but the early game stuff is not quite as volatile, right? You get a little bit more of a paced out match anyways, what they're trying to go for. So you get those people coming in and they bring their ideas together with the StarCraft people. And you have the StarCraft people and they come in and they say, well, the game's not as fast as StarCraft, but it's still faster than all the other RTS games and I can build a base, right? So, you know, you have them bring their ideas in, and then you have, you know, when I think about the Atlas, the reason why I love that unit so much is because I like Age of Empires. And there's never really been anything for Age of Empires people in these kinds of games except mind control, which is not in StarCraft 2 in a traditional way, and it's not really fun to use. It's not very fun to use mind control in StarCraft 2. It's very difficult. Like, it's very cool to see it used well, but like you can't make a build around memeing with it because the units can only be taken for 12 seconds. So it's like, yeah, I took their unit, but it's like you can't make an army of your opponent's units, which you could in Brood War. You know, like you can do that in Age of Empires. So the fact that there's like a catapult that functions like a siege tank and can be picked up like a medevac, like these are intermingling design concepts that I like all of them. So I like having a bit of the speed of StarCraft. I like that there's not heroes though in the 1v1, and it's like, you know, those things. It's all about bringing people together about that stuff. Like StarCraft is great, but we have our own little hive mind here. You know, you look at places like Team Liquid, you look at places like SC Reddit, even a lot of Twitch chats, you know, it's people are really, they're really in their corners, you know, people are, you know, for better or worse. And it's not to say anything about them, but it's mostly just to call out the fact that intermingling of those ideas and exposure to players and fans from other games, especially that since StarCraft has such a cutthroat conservative culture, right? Like, you know, StarCraft is very conceal, don't feel, but some other games, they're a little more open and honest about having conversations about the state of certain things. So when those ideologies end up coming up in the, you know, the overall conversation, when big changes are being discussed or decided, that's going to lead, I think, to a very different environment than we have now in StarCraft, right? Where all the pros agree with each other and the council, you know, these guys, you don't see them try anything super aggressive and crazy because everybody's friends with each other and everybody's been playing all these games with each other for 10 years, but that's not going to be the case. It's not going to be the case in Stormgate. Everybody's starting over. So in a way, that's a new opportunity for a lot of people, you know, like I view it for myself, but it's also just going to be fun to be like, oh, hey, I'm playing. Hey, where are you from? Did you play StarCraft? No, I played Age of Empires. Oh, but you're playing this. It's like, so you like this anyway? It's like, yeah, well, you know, I can spam towers, right? We know that that's a thing in some of the matchups anyway, but whether that's your thing or not, it's going to be a cool part of playing that game, is getting to see where everybody that you end up meeting through the game came from, because they won't all be from StarCraft, you know? You're going to get, it's good. It's good. It's like, yeah.
Go ahead.
It's like two parents, and then you get to see what the you get to see what the kid is. You get to see what happens when you have a game that's made by all these people coming together. We don't know what that looks like. That's the cool part. Or I guess we do kind of know. We've seen a lot of it. We're getting an idea. We're getting there.
What's going on? SCV ready.
Oh, when they came out with the Celestial guys, and they're like, yeah, their whole main base is just floating from the beginning of the game, and you just sprawl around the map like a jungler, leaving behind like little resource collectors and mini static defense, but like you only lose the game if your main flying base that's just out all the time dies too. So it's like the most high stakes game of like, I'm like, well, this is a completely different take on playing a game like this. And that's that's what the third race was. People are like, they're copying Protoss. I'm like, I don't know if they've released some big dial back on this, but that's the concept they're going for. Like, the race itself just plays like you're a jungler from a MOBA almost. Your base is always on the move. You leave things behind, and you kind of you put your production and you can set it up and all that, but you don't ever really have to just be in one spot. So that's like a faction that's going to be played completely around the maps and the meta and what people are doing. So looks like his AOL free trial disc just expired. It's a great time to let you know that I have my snack of the day here, my Kirkland Signature Cookies and Cream Protein Bar. That's right, very exciting day for Nathan.
Big job, huh? SCV ready.
Damn. Looks like he got a new AOL free trial disc in there before I could open my bar. That's unfortunate. Thanks for shopping Costco, Nate. I always like to support local businesses, you know me. Same reason I shop at Starbucks and Amazon. God bless Washington.
SCV ready. Going. Got something for me to kill. Huh? Is son. SCV ready.
Add-ons finished.
Regional jokes.
Big job, huh? Fear the Reaper Man. Oh, let him be. SCV ready. Yep.
Ready for dust off. In the pot.
Big job. SCV ready.
Costco's awesome, though.
On my way.
Let's go.
Life? Waiting on you. Ready for pickup? Life flight?
Add-on done. Swap away.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
Got it. Comms over. Channel's clear, boss. Show me who you want to die. In gear. Moving into formation. Hey, boy. SCV ready. Cyclone en route. Adjusting for new coordinates. This ought to be good. I get ya.
Waiting on you. Talk to me.
SCV ready. And the SCV ready. Fear the Reaper Man.
Now what?
Age of Mythology retold? Probably not. You know, I've always said my whole thing with RTS, and a big reason why I love StarCraft.
Ready for pickup?
I've been playing this game for 14 years, guys. There is a reason why you have not seen me try or switch to any of the other RTS stuff that's been released. I find that generally speaking, most strategy games have way too slow of a pacing for my taste. That's all. I find most RTS games very slow. I like Age of Empires because I played the campaign. I do not care for like competitive Age of Empires because it's just, again, Age of Empires is a crazy ass slow game, man. I can't sit there and play 45-minute games every game. Just because I whine about playing 3-minute games in StarCraft doesn't mean I want to play 40-minute matches every game.
Ready for pickup?
that would also suck, right? Like the whole point is that anything can happen, like that it could be, you know, as Tasteless would say, could be a long one, could be a short one. But like Tasteless says, and that's the beauty of it, is you never actually know.
Make an effort, dropping off.
Loud and clear. Receiving.
So that's where I find it interesting. That's where I find it interesting.
Big job, huh? SCV ready.
Because I have a very casual gamer's take on a lot of stuff, is what I kind of learned, you know. A lot of people in StarCraft, and this, I've butted heads with people because of this so much, but a lot of people who watch StarCraft are people that, like, StarCraft is their main thing, and it's always been their main thing. Like, it's been their big thing forever. So I come in here with all my dank memes and gamer references, you know, and that's not always what people are interested in, but I think that, yeah, it'll be very good for the StarCraft players that are willing to try Stormgate to get exposed to people who play other games, because I'm not saying there's anything wrong with StarCraft players. I am saying there's a lot of really good video games out there, and there's few things that hurt my heart more than when I hear somebody say, StarCraft's the only game I've ever played and I don't need any other game. Because, you know, it's like flexing that you've only ever had pepperoni pizza. And it's like, look, I love pepperoni pizza, but if you're gonna pretend like you've never had a good plain cheese pizza, or like, you know, maybe pizza's a horrible example for this because I could eat pepperoni pizza every single day of my life until I die, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. It's like only eating chocolate chip bagels for the rest of your life. Like, you know how hard it is going to be to put toppings on that if you want to have something that isn't sweet? Like, you know how hard, you know, how difficult it's going to be to maintain only chocolate chip bagels? No regular bagels ever again for the rest of your life? Really? I don't know. Never gonna have a plain bagel again? Never gonna have a bagel and cream cheese again? You're gonna put cream cheese on a chocolate chip bagel? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I don't want to live in a world where that's the answer.
You've depleted that mineral. Ready to roll out.
Like, for me, it would be a huge dub if at some point, you know, if at some point I could at least be decent. I could at least be decent at Stormgate. But yeah, it's hard to imagine I'd even be able to get to like the tippy top without getting back some of that Giga aggro mentality. Something I just never really want to do, you know? Enjoying the game. Enjoying the game is so important. Enjoying video games in general is so important.
Your research has concluded.
Inbound.
What's going on?
Yeah? I got my ears on. Receiving. Confirmed. They ain't getting far. Can do. Call the ball.
SCV ready.
Holla back. Yeah?
Yeah, the Fester guy. Yeah, we've already. I was gonna say we already hit this guy. I think once or twice today.
SCV ready.
Ready for pickup?
I got my ears on. Right.
There's not too much I think we can do here.
Gear.
Receiving.
It looks like we've done a lot of damage with the Banshees, so he's gonna kind of turtle up.
I got
He already has a Stargate to kind of just keep me from camping outside of his base.
done and done.
But so he spent a lot of money to do this though, right? Like this isn't free for him, so it's worth keeping that in mind. He's dumped hundreds, possibly thousands of resources now.
Loud and clear. I'm good.
Yeah, he's dumped like thousands of resources now into this, so it's good for us.
Add-ons finished.
Go ahead. Big job, huh? Yeah. What's going on?
And we definitely want to get all of the stuff. Drilling Claws, second factory. Okay, we got Drilling Claws. Fantastic. Since he is so defensive and kind of reserved and held back, I feel like the smart move for me here is to just try and get to my end game and not trade against him. Because if I trade, typically in this situation, that's where they're able to just kind of get up to Tempest, and I don't have enough because I again, trading is something I don't really like to do with this style. So I'm explaining why I'm going to avoid, or at least attempt to avoid.
Your research is ready.
We strike when the iron is hot, and that's it. Not a moment before. And not a moment after, because it'll burn our hands. I mean, we're holding it in our hand in the first place. Let's not forget that. If I get even one guy with this, it's worth it. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Ow, hold me close. Oh, that's fine. What's holding me back now? Just supply? I thought I was making a mean few depots, but that's okay. Get the probe. Oh. I had so many being made though. I mean, now you see the supply cap's basically gone because I was taking 50 bases. I was taking 50 bases on the map during all of this. I wasn't just like not making depots. I just made 5 command centers instead of supply depots. So that's on me. That's on me.
Upgrade ready. North.
Nice.
Yes, Commander.
SCV ready.
Your command center's got some new equipment.
But yeah, we're just vibing now. Look how much money we got coming in. Let's go.
Command center 2.0 ready to go.
Actually, I do think I think our spending ratio is at a place where I can focus on minerals. 3% more. Yeah, at least while we're building SCVs, take advantage of the gold. Just makes sense, really. My opponent's just been chilling, but I did so much damage early on. That's why I feel good.
SCV ready. Go ahead. Big job.
Your base is getting blasted.
Here we go.
We hear you.
I got my ears on.
Your base is getting blasted.
Yes, Commander. Who called in the fleet?
Command center upgrade.
Get rid of everything. All the tech. He doesn't have anywhere near enough. It's ogre.
Pin this replay up on the wall.
Brutal. Thank you, Sarah.
Upgrade complete.
Did I ever tell you guys one time I subscribed in Cyril's channel? I told him I loved him. I said, "Congrats on winning a tournament," and he said, "I love you too," on accident.
Who called in the fleet?
It's a great day. It's a great day in my life.
Guys are depleted. We'll let the planet dry.
GG. I was a little thrash in there, wasn't it? What did he go? Gateway, Core, Nexus, Robo. He went for the Robo really fast, right? He went for the Robo really quickly, and he had the Immortal out like really, really fast in time for this drop. But the Observer was about a minute before then. The Observer builds pretty fast. Like I really should try to lean on the Raven openers more, because it catches me off guard sometimes how fast the Protoss has the Observer out at my base. And then I'm like, how does he know what I'm doing? Well, it only takes like 18. It's like takes like the what? Observers have the build time of a Marine almost, right? It's like somewhere around like 17 seconds. It's close, 18, maybe 20. I wasn't ready for him to have the Immortal out. I should have just gone for Raven opener. If the Protoss is always gonna be able to see that and react in time, I feel like going for the Cyclone drop isn't that good. But then again, if he scouted that I wasn't going Cyclones, he wouldn't have made the Immortal. Maybe he would have taken his third faster, and I would have had a harder time shutting his income down. All right, I got I got a Grandmaster. Look at that. We got a Grandmaster Terran player. I don't think I've played a TVT today, have I? I don't feel like I have.
Glory begins.
You're the only time where I see BCs on the screen, and for some reason it's relaxing. I got you. I got you. Let the dulcet waves of hot plasma guns raining down upon crab monsters warm your heart like a hot toasted marshmallow on a chilly Christmas morning.
SCV ready. Move it. Go ahead. What's going on? What? SCV ready.
We got 4th of July coming up soon. We're going to be going up to Katie's parents. We're going to make... They got a great like backyard grill set up. Gonna do hot dogs and boigas if it doesn't rain. Fingers crossed. Actually, I think we're going up there tomorrow too. We're doing that tomorrow as well. Just in case you guys wanted to know, tomorrow's Friday night plans are hard ciders and fire grilled burgers and hot dogs. It's gonna be a good time. They just got back. They just got back from a long trip. I think do I have 3 nephews now? Crazy. Crazy, huh?
SCV ready. What's... Fear me. What's... SCV ready. In the rear. Bad news. Yeah. Sure thing. Yeah. What's going on? Man,
Yeah.
Your command center's got some new toys.
the Grim Reaper has arrived. Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, so they were out of town for that, so they got back, so we're gonna celebrate proper tomorrow. That'll be exciting. And they drove like all the way to North Dakota and back because that's what they like to do. So they've, you know, the booze is basically free in Montana. So they've got, apparently they said that they found every apple cider on the way there and back for me to try. So I am, it's like, you know, on one hand, it's like, I love ciders and I love trying ciders. On the other hand, I'm like, I'm going to get absolutely messed up if I don't pace myself with this. But I've got a big cider flight coming my way. It's gonna be a nice weekend.
Cyclone receding.
Yes, SCV ready. Got something for me to kill. Death from above.
Your add-on is complete.
Optics online.
And no, I had my little joking stream titled today. I know.
SCV ready.
Today I wanted to take the teensiest bit of carte blanche or whatever to May about it.
Dropping off. Dropping off.
Beautiful.
Let's go.
I'm sure that'll be that'll be a nice, right proper dumpster fire tonight. It's part of our evening plans.
Now what?
SCV ready.
Add-on done. Swap away.
Let's see.
SCV
He hasn't shown too much tech, right? We got 2 Reapers. Oh, okay. He made 2 more Reapers. That's kind of abnormal.
On. Ready for pickup?
Cyclone receiving.
Let's go.
Come.
Life flight's here.
SCV ready.
Where's the emergency?
SCVs didn't sign up to fight.
This better be good.
TVT on this map is usually just like big tank all-ins. That's it.
Well, hallelujah.
Big job, huh?
People just do these crazy siege tank all-ins.
Huh? Go ahead. Ah!
So I'm just gonna try and go in BCs here. Maybe holding back a smidge with the Cyclones.
SCV ready.
Moving into position.
Add-on.
Open.
Your add-on is
Got the Raven.
Go ahead. Ah! Let's go.
This is yeah, I don't know. This is pretty sick. This is pretty sick what I'm trying to do right here with the BCs. I really don't have anything. I haven't even morphed into orbitals. Like I'm on the cutting edge of greed right now. Ebenezer Scrooge would look at me and be like, "Damn."
Yep.
End scan. Awaiting order.
SCV ready.
Job confirmed. Commencing command.
SCV ready.
Now imagine if I blocked his stem. Can dream.
Go ahead.
Can dream.
SCV ready. Hear me.
As is tradition.
SCV ready.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Right on schedule. The first tank push.
SCV ready.
But he doesn't have medevacs because it's a Raven push.
What's going on?
This vessel requires assistance.
Who called in the fleet?
Do I just send this over? Or do I think I can win the game right now?
SCV ready.
YOLO.
Man the rear.
Yes. Well, what is it? Patching you.
SCV ready.
Oh, your base is under siege.
There is a trick to this.
SCV ready.
Yes,
SCV ready.
acknowledged.
You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
Man the rear
Who
with the
called in
gear.
the fleet? Oh, really? Patching you through. What is it? Oh, really? Yes.
Bad news.
Who called in the fleet? What is
Your
it?
base is getting blasted.
What is it? Yes.
What's going on? Go ahead. SCV ready.
Yes.
Big job.
Well? Yes, Commander.
SCV ready.
What is it?
We just make sure we get the upgrades and we're fine. I think we've done what we need to.
SCV ready.
We've gotten close.
Well?
Need Yamato and I need 1-1 really bad. That's about it though. Alright, all the teleports just came off cooldown.
Really? Patching you.
Man the rear with the gear.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, upgrade denial would be pretty big. Well, I'll just take denying the gold.
SCV ready.
Your research is ready. Your base is under siege.
Bandit. Ah! SCV ready.
Your SCVs are being liberated in the worst way.
What's going on?
Yes, Commander. What is it?
SCV ready. What's going on?
You've mined out some of your...
Yes, yes. Patch it.
Look at this situation we're in, though. It's pretty nice. Just need to get the economy going to the point where I can get a few more starports, and then I'll be very happy.
Yes, yes.
Huh?
Oh, what is it?
And the main aim is once you get 6 battlecruisers, you can one-shot a planetary or an orbital. So he won't be able to do anything anymore once we reach that point. That's like the final boss phase of the strategy.
Your research has...
40 wraiths. Well, wraiths aren't in this game, so I would probably not just not deal with them because they don't exist, right?
SCV ready. SCV
Who
ready.
called in the fleet?
The answer to the Vikings is to not engage them, though. It's like dealing with internet trolls. The only way to win is not to engage. As soon as you respond at all, they will just immediately start giggling to themselves that they won, no matter what happens. You know what I mean? Like it's
Oh, really?
a very important thing to understand. The only way you can lose is by responding.
Your base is under siege.
Whatever that means.
Big job, huh?
Yes. What is it? Well,
Traded 1 BC for what, 8 Vikings? It's not bad.
Completed that mineral field.
Big job. SCV ready. What's going on? Uh-huh.
You've mined out some of your minerals.
Huh? SCV ready. SCV
We go building armor next, probably here.
yes. What is it?
And then eventually we do a little BC side swipe and a main fortress attack.
Add-on done. Swap away.
We don't really have enough scans, though. I'd like more orbitals.
Ah! You scared me. Bad news. SCV
Well, that's the difficult part about the way he's playing, right? Is he'll just never really get that because he doesn't have medevacs. So he gave up. He gave up the only thing that would really help him here, just to be able to have nothing but Vikings.
Center's got some
That's
new
the beauty
droids.
of my strat.
Who called in the fleet? Full attack.
Command Center 2.0 ready to go.
Oh, really?
SCV ready.
Hey, nice grab. I mean, getting both tanks there was pretty nice for me, too.
You've depleted workers win games. Protect them.
It's a trap.
Go ahead.
Yes, Commander. Oh, really? Yes. What is it? Well, yes.
Huh?
Oh, really?
Well, butter.
Patching you through.
SCV ready.
Yes.
Go ahead. Bat.
Yes.
Command Center upgrade complete.
SCV ready.
Who called in the fleet? Oh, really? Well,
Upgrade complete.
SCV ready.
who called
Yeah, just delete it, walk away. Just delete it and walk away.
Upgrade ready.
SCV ready.
Upgrade complete.
patching you through?
Gonna have 2 hit squads of 3 each.
Yes, Commander.
Bad news?
Yes, Commander.
What's he gonna do?
You've exhausted that.
Is he just gonna give me a Viking? Whoop.
Man, son, you got a minute. Good thing you've got one of those, right? You've mined out some of your minerals.
Who called in the fleet?
I'm coming for you. Oh, I'm coming for you, son of Jim.
Guys are depleted. You've bled the planet dry. You've depleted that mineral field.
Yes.
You mined out a mineral
Well,
field.
who called in the
Good
fleet?
thing you've got more of those, right?
Go ahead.
Who called in the fleet?
You've mined out some of your minerals.
Oh, he tried to get me from the side there. Yeah, see, I only had 5, not 6. You need 6.
Huh? Yes, sir.
What is it? Ed? Oh, really? Who called in the fleet? Yes, Commander. Roger. Well?
Big job.
Yes. What is it?
You've depleted that mineral field.
No, I think it is crazy. I mean, the game state, the whole situation, it is crazy. But this is what we kind of aim for. So
Take it slow. Oh, really? Who called
this is the point, right? Just to get into these bonkers ass games of StarCraft. That's what we like to do.
Your forces are under attack.
you hailed?
You didn't build your base. Your SCVs are under attack.
Ah! You scared me.
Your base is under siege.
Yes, Commander.
Go ahead.
Beautiful.
Bad news?
You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
Yes. Who called in the fleet?
Your command center's got some new toys.
You hailed? Yes, Commander.
Oh, he thought they'd all be over there. Is that it?
Man the Marines is here.
Oh, he's going for it.
Your SCVs didn't sign up to fight.
No, he's going for the win right here.
Who called in the fleet? Whatever that means.
The enemy's taking fire at your forces.
He wants it all.
Acknowledged.
Bad.
Oh, really? What is it? Yes, Commander. Well? Yes, Commander. More slavery.
Ah, thought I would get the Raven.
Ah! You scared.
We have the money. We have the upgrades. We'll get like basically one last max out.
Rain on your arm, noise.
It's the energy I'm seeing here. I'd really like to kill this.
Your base is command center upgrade complete.
Oh, yes. What is it? You hail? Yes, Commander. Who called in the
You've exhausted that Vespine geyser.
There it is.
Blast it.
Beautiful.
Your forces are under attack.
You hail? Who called in the fleet? Patching you through.
Huh. He's not even there.
What is it? Yes.
You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
Well, patching you through.
I guess I just don't have enough starports, right? That's the big problem. If I could just make more BCs right now, I'd kill him.
Patching you
Okay, he actually gave up a lot there. That was kind of nice.
in the fleet. Well,
Huh?
yes, Commander. Yes, Commander. What is it? Who called in the fleet? Yes.
Your base is under siege. Your SCVs are being liberated in the worst way.
Well, you hail? Squadron on
Workers win games. Protect them.
It's a trap.
Add-ons finished. The enemy's taking fire at your forces.
Yes.
Go.
You hail? Yes. What is it? Well, what is it? Patching you through. Who called in the fleet? It's a trap. Who called in the fleet?
Bad news?
Oh, really? Who called in the fleet?
You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
You hail? Yes, Commander.
Oops.
Yes.
Be in the rear with
You hail? Yes. You hail? What is it?
Bad guys closing in on your army.
Yes, Commander.
Research complete. Guys are depleted. You've bled the
It's a trap.
Your command center's got some new toys.
what's going on?
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, you gonna dive for it, big boy? With your genius mass Viking strategy?
Your base is under siege.
Yes, Commander.
SCV ready.
You've mined out some of your minerals.
You hail? You hail? Yes, Commander.
SCV ready.
Well,
You've exhausted that Vespine geyser.
yes, Commander. Patch.
Ah! You scared me. SCV ready.
Who called in the fleet? Oh, who called in the fleet?
You're running out of money, buddy.
Are being liberated
You're running out of money.
in the worst way.
Take it slow.
SCV ready.
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those.
It's a trap. Yes, Commander.
SCV ready.
Who called in the fleet? Oh, really? Well,
SCV ready.
en route. Who called in the fleet?
SCV ready.
cleaned out some of your minerals.
All right. Now we can kill him the really painful way. Okay, there we go. Whew, I was gonna say, I could do it the really painful way and just make cyclones, but I didn't want to have to take it that far. I didn't want to take it that far. That's why I don't open the back door on the base. I'm always very careful about opening this mineral patch up because people are very, you know, they kind of just expect you to mine it through. So they just seem to expect you to mine it open all the way and just let you into their base or let them into your base. But no, that was a crazy game. What were the upgrades? Ooh, that was exhausting. We both had building armor and turret range. Oh, he never got +3 armor for his Vikings. He never got +3 armor for the Vikings. That's interesting. Yeah, my 3/3 BCs were very powerful. That was nice. That helped a lot. Whew, that was fun to watch. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That game was crazy, wasn't it? That was absolutely nuts. Cool game, thanks. Yeah, he was Grandmaster too. And am I gonna accidentally get promoted again playing on NA? Every time I play on NA and I'd like try a little bit without the lag, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to win sometimes. That was super stressful though. Super stressful game. I'm gonna take like 3 minutes if that's okay, guys. I'm just gonna be right back real quick and just grab a snack, freshen up. Half-hour TVTs just make me need to stretch my legs. I'll be right back. Hey guys. Oh, that's my don't see me chewing camera blocker. It's 23:15 here. You've upgraded to a scotch and popcorn. You know, I haven't had a good scotch in a long time. It's been a while. I think we've been... Okay, not to say we haven't had a nice drink occasionally. You know, Katie and I went kind of crazy on our... We kind of were on a margarita kick. And then they closed down our favorite Mexican place. It's just, you know, ruined everything for me. And for her as well. Look at that. We beat 2 Grandmasters today. Not bad. Am I actually playing decent for once? That's kind of nice. Nathan doesn't usually play this well. I'm going to let you guys in on a secret. I raised my DPI by 200 yesterday after the stream. It's the only thing I've really changed. I've really dialed in my setup, though. I was so confused about, you know, I've always had all these conversations about ergonomics and how high does my desk need to be, where does the monitor need to be, etc. And then when I went to the Safe House tournament, I posed this question to Fear Dragon because we were having a conversation off stream. I think we were off stream. I think it was after the first day. We were all sitting down in the back, kind of having a powwow about what day 2. Oh, his name is Rocker Backwards. Isn't this the guy that just cannon rushes everyone? I'm just gonna dodge him. I think he just cheeses every game, if I recall. Let's look at his match history. Yeah, that's his first game in 3 hours too, so it's good that we dodged him. Yeah, I think he cannon rushes Terran players. I'm not down for that. But yeah. It is hard to find a good Mexican restaurant. Like, food is so sparse. Everything is so sparse out here. We're like, oh, we want to go do something nice. Go out somewhere nice. It's like, no. Unless you're driving so far away that you're basically going to the city, at which point it's not that fun anymore because then you have to have like an hour drive home, right? So never a good time. Never very exciting. Out in the boonies, we make do. We make do. Yeah, these are DT770s, yeah. They're the studios, which are apparently the same thing as the pros. It's just a branding difference between whether they were originally sold on Amazon or Newegg. Don't ask me, I didn't make the rules. I want to play like 1 or 2 more games here. Katie's gonna walk Lewis and take him out. And then I might just go out. With her. I'm gonna go pick some stuff up. You got the same ones, 80 ohms. Yeah, I got 80 ohms. My favorite thing about these headphones is that I have, and this is always hard for me to get across because you look at me on camera and you think, oh, Nathan's kind of proportional. I got broad shoulders and a giant head, even though I'm short. Okay, it's just, you know, I've got a fighter build or something like that. You know, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, the point I'm trying to get at is my head is giant. And a lot of headphones and things like that, they're not very comfortable to wear because my head is just huge and they're always pressing on the sides. But what I really love about these is that they are just the most comfortable things I've ever worn. They're just the most comfortable things that I've ever worn, really. It's the best pair of headphones I've ever worn. It's just really soft, it's really comfy, it's really cozy, and there's nothing to complain about. You know, that's where I stand on that. GLHF, Bud.
Yes, sir.
Goya. Isn't this the guy that he always plays ranked as he always plays unranked as a random player? But he actually picked Zerg this time. This is the first time I've actually ever seen Goya pick a race to play. So that's kind of cool.
What's going? Huh?
There's an elite velour pad you can get. There's a better one. I don't know. I might stay on the ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. That sounds like exactly the kind of thing that I would normally do in the past, but I absolutely will not spring for. I love these because they're just great as is. We use these headphones at the studio at Universal Studios when we recorded the voice pack. This is my second pair because when I got my dog, he ate the first pair. And then I waited 5 years before, you know, I felt like I had suffered enough before I could just get another pair of these. Well, that's not really entirely true. I was sponsored by Corsair for a few years there, and they were like, the only thing people are going to see is the headset, so that's the most important thing that you wear. They're like, you don't have to use the keyboard or mouse if you don't like it, but everybody sees your head, so please use the headset. And to be fair, it's not like the headset was bad or anything. I don't have any complaints about it. I do really like these headphones, so...
What's going on? Big job, huh? Huh? Armed and ready. Yeah, whatever. Who wants
It's like the virtuosos are nice, but you know, at the same time, I'm not going to recommend when somebody could get these headphones for much cheaper. I'm not going to recommend somebody to just buy like a wireless headset casually either.
What's going on?
I feel like, yeah, to me, these are the best headphones I've ever worn. I've tried a decent couple of other ones, a couple of other high-end pairs as well. But what always brought me back to these is that these are just comfortable. A whole day goes by. It doesn't feel like I was wearing headphones on my head at any point. And I cannot say the same for other headphones that I have worn. Those the Corsair ones, like they put a little weight on my ears and stuff. Again, I've got a giant head. If you guys know anything about hat sizes, I'm like a size 8. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. I've got a colossal noggin.
You gonna give me orders? SCV ready. Ah! Go ahead.
Command center upgrade.
No, people find out that I like getting hats as a gift for holidays. Do you have any idea how many hats I own that aren't the right size? Because nobody ever thinks about the size of a hat when they buy a hat.
SCV ready.
But you know who does? I do. I have to think about a size every time I want to buy a hat. I can't just go buy a hat. I can't do that. I have to make sure that it actually will fit. My choices are very limited, okay?
Huh? Uh-huh. Move it. What's going on? I'm going. This better be good.
You love your G502 mouse. I missed if you mentioned what you use. The G502 is one of my favorite mice of all time. I think eventually I found it was just too big, but I was using a G502 for the last year on stream. I was using a G502 for like the last year of stream.
Your SCVs are under attack.
He's cheesing me. He's cheesing me. Well, so in this situation, he has not really a lot of drones and probably didn't even take his third there, right? So this is just one of those positions where we, instead of going for a double battlecruiser rush, we settle for one, but otherwise we're totally fine. Like, the economic cost for him to do this pretty much offsets any advantage he could get from killing workers or even canceling the base, so it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. You have large hands? Yeah. I like the design of the G502. I used the original one a long time ago, and then I really like the Proteus core. It's definitely the most well-made mouse. Like, I find it's the most durable. It's the only one I never have any issues with. Even the one I'm using right now, I'm using the Superlight, the Logitech Superlight X or whatever. I really like this mouse because I think the form factor is a little better in my hand than the Proteus core, but the mouse wheel is way less reliable. They don't have like the super cool tactile mouse stuff like the other one did, so that's the kind of thing I end up missing. It'd be nice if they had all the guts of the G502 in a better form, like slightly tighter form factor. But I've been generationally using G502 forever. I've always liked Logitech mice the best. You know, when I was sponsored by Corsair, we got to have like product meetings and team meetings and suggest stuff. And I was always that guy that's like, hey, I don't know if there's anything that's in the way here for this, but you know, all these other mice makers, they all make these really light mice that are really lightweight, and they're, you know, your hands don't get tired. It's a lot less strain on your wrist, and the battery lasts forever. Like I've had this mouse, I think I bought this mouse, this one right here, maybe 2 years ago, and the battery life when I fully charge it is 90 hours. So I literally go days. I had it die on stream the other day, and it was hilarious because I hadn't needed to charge it for like a full-on week. So, you know, that's just the kind of ish we get into here.
This better be good. Got it. Affirmative. Go, go, go! 10-4.
What is it? You hail?
What's going on?
Yes.
Bad news? Go ahead. We could use some help here. Yo.
Oh, really?
You gonna give me orders?
My favorite part was when we actually got him to lose queens to this, and drones and overlords.
This better
That was my favorite part. Oh, and then he sent his drones back in for me to kill more of them. That was my other favorite part. That was my other favorite part. My favorite part was when we made BCs. You're welcome.
SCV ready.
No, Katie's gonna go. Katie wants to go pick up Jimmy John's, and I told her I want to go with her. So
Going on?
I want to get out. I want to get out a little bit today, before we watch the, you know,
Your command center's got some new
the dumpster fire tonight. We're gonna go get some sandwiches.
Add on done.
SCV ready.
So hopefully this guy kills me soon, or hopefully I throw the game soon.
What is... Well?
No, they got the presidential debate on tonight, which obviously we don't have to get in any. We're not getting into any conversation about it, but you know, it is a part of our reality that we unfortunately have to deal with. Yeah.
Who called in the fleet? Will do.
SCV ready.
Mind out some of your minerals.
He's got a lot of queens. He isn't really invested into like the Spire or Corruptor play at all, by the looks of things. Hey, gold gas, that's for closers.
What is it? Who called in the fleet?
SCV ready. Huh? Yo.
Yes.
Man, what's going on?
Who called in the fleet?
I'm going.
Upgrade complete.
A Catalina wine mixer.
Bad news.
Oh, hey, Terminator. Thanks for the 99-month sub. I appreciate you, man. Big ups, big ups. You know, the portion of us that just kind of want things to be better and we move on from the insanity, you know, we're hanging in there. We're hanging in there best we can, I promise you guys, but
With the gear.
holy shit. Sometimes that's all there is to say, right?
Big job, huh? What's going on?
Who called in the fleet?
Command center 2.0 ready to go.
Yes, Commander. Patching? Yes. What is it? called in the fleet?
Can't hold them alone.
Oh, really?
You've depleted that.
Oh yeah, give me all your Ravagers, bro. Hell yes. Hell yes.
Find out a mineral field.
That is what I live for, dog. Let's go.
Yes, Commander. Well, patching you through.
Huh?
Who called in the fleet?
Bad news?
What is it?
You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
What is it? I'm on it. Yes, Commander. Oh, really?
In the rear with the gear.
Yes. What is it? Patching you through.
He's busting out quite the strat here, huh?
Yes, Commander. Patching you through. Who called in the fleet?
Command center upgrade complete.
Oh, really?
Command center 2.0 ready to go.
Let's go.
Yes. Oh,
Your base is under siege.
In the rear.
How did he know?
SCV ready.
How did he know?
SCV ready.
it's a trap.
SCVs didn't sign up to fight.
What is it? Oh, really?
Ah! You scared me.
What is it? Who called in the fleet?
Bad news?
Patching you through. You hailed? Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Big job, huh?
How did he know?
Patching you through.
He sent all those corruptors over for one guy, huh? Huh? Yeah, big man?
In the fleet.
Uh-huh. In the rear with the gear.
Yes, Commander. What is it?
You've mined out some of your minerals.
Who called in the fleet? Oh,
Your command center's got some new toys. You've depleted that mineral field. Your base is getting blasted.
What's going on?
yes.
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those. You've mined out some of your minerals.
You scared me.
Upgrade ready. Moist. Your base is under siege. You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right? Your research has concluded.
Oh, really?
You've depleted that mineral field. Workers win. You've mined out some of your minerals. Your base is getting blasted.
Who called?
You've depleted that mineral field.
He's crazy. I like it, though. I like it. He's slowly turning his whole entire supply into nothing but corruptors. He is getting there.
You build your base just for-
He's getting there.
Bad news?
Yes, Commander. What is it? Who called in the fleet?
You mined out a mineral. Guys are depleted. You've bled the planet dry.
Right.
Yes, Commander. Yes.
Your base is getting blasted. Mined out a mineral field.
Here's what we're gonna do. Gonna get all my BCs fully repaired, and then I'm gonna teleport straight into his base.
That mineral field.
I'm gonna let this game end. I appreciate that this guy has allowed this game to go on as long as it has. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to win. So I'm ready to throw in the towel.
You mined out a mineral field.
Don't think there's much more we can do here.
Right?
Just gonna let these last few BCs finish and we just punch it.
Yes, Commander.
Let's go, baby.
You've mined out some of your minerals. You completed that mineral field.
Yes, Commander.
SCVs didn't sign up to mine out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right? You've mined out some of your minerals.
Patching you through. Yes, Commander.
You've depleted that mineral field.
Who called in the fleet?
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right? You've mined out some of your minerals.
Oh, really?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Base, you've depleted that mineral field. You mined out a mineral field,
Go, baby, go. You're almost there.
right? You've mined out some of your minerals.
I'm on it. Yes.
Your base mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
We could use some help here.
You've depleted that mineral field.
Are we at the part where he just makes
Blasted.
hatcheries all over the map and just AFKs?
Upgrade complete.
Are we there yet?
Command center upgrade complete.
Did we get there?
Your base is under siege.
Who called in the fleet?
Yeah, just kill the eggs so he can't even hatch them, right?
Upgrade ready.
He still has stuff?
What is it?
What are you doing, bro? What's going on, man? Oh, well, what did you say, bud? Yeah. What's up, bud?
A phenomenal finish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, there he shows his true colors. He shows his true colors.
What is it?
That's what happens when you dump too much of your life into a video game and have nothing else going on, guys. Don't do it. Don't be like that guy, okay? Get a hobby. Go for a jog every once in a while. It'll make the game a lot less anger-inducing, I promise. GG. Well, that does, I mean, that's the nightcap right there, man. That's the perfect nightcap I was looking for. Even he's Grandmaster. Look, this is the guy I beat. He's Grandmaster. He booted up his first game in 19 hours, and I just absolutely ran him over like a Zamboni at the beginning of Dead Rising 2. Oh, fantastic. In fact, actually, I'm so elated from that experience. I am going to end my stream and tell you I love you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will see you tomorrow. I'll be back on tomorrow. It's gonna be some Friday vibes. It's gonna be some Friday energy. I'm excited about it, okay? And I hope to see you guys there. So, deuces. It's your boy Nate. Out.